following podcast may contain explicit language not suitable for all viewers. Viewer discretion is advised.
So, we've had a lot of good and bad this week, and it's been a lot to digest. We've had stuff we're going to be ranting about later, but in the aftermath of all the bats that happened on Thursday, we always have Lethal Leap Year by Southpaw Regional Wrestling happening tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Shoot Style Sauna, episode 13, The Bitter Revolution. I am your host, the King of Shoot Style, Stel, joining you, and for the first time in this show, we're going to have ourselves a call-in guest who's going to be sitting in for today, as it's just me on the in-person talking to you right now. But calling in from Discord, we have my friend, Jake. Jake, introduce yourself.
What's up? I am Jake. You can follow me on Twitter at the Razzling Kid, and yeah, I'm happy to be here.
Good.
It's going to be a good time.
Good. And Jake, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. It was a pretty rough week for WWE, to say the least.
Yeah.
From Thursday to Friday, but yeah, we'll get into all that later. And
Yeah.
of course, Revolution and other news.
Yeah, we have a lot to talk about. So we'll talk about the negative stuff later, but we'll probably focus more on the positive side starting out, since this is a very try to head the positive on things in this show. So, breakdown, what's going to be, we have the usual one count. We're going to go through that. We'll have our Superstar of the Week revealed. We'll also go into our No Holds Barred rant segment, which is returning. We'll have our predictions and discussions for AEW Revolution happening tonight. And then we have a closing statement for the Sauna seat. We'll get to know more about Jake and what he likes and dislikes in wrestling, and also just some other general stuff.
Yes.
So, getting right into the news for this week, probably like in the bigger sides of free agency, All Elite Wrestling on Tuesday evening announced the signing of Lance Archer. Jake, what did you think of this?
Yes, everyone's favorite Murder Hawk monster, Lance Archer, is now signed with AEW.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, okay, I can't lie. I mean, I was a fan of what he was doing in New Japan. I was enjoying his work, so it is a bit of a bummer that he's leaving right before the New Japan Cup. But I think he'll do good in AEW. Like, they don't have many big men. Like, that's been one of the holes on the roster they've needed to fill. And, like, they'll be bringing in Brody Lee soon, like, along with that. So I think they're getting better in that department. It's just a good signing for them for sure.
Yeah, I kind of share the opinion, too, that I think he would have been fine staying just over in New Japan, because I thought he was doing really well for himself. He really had a good 2019 in the G1, and then towards the later half of the year being U.S. champion. And since after Wrestling, we haven't seen him since then, and that was kind of a sign of what was going on. And now we're in the situation where we found out about this news, and at first I was like, yeah, okay, but now that I think more about it, you have a good point in saying that AEW could use more big men, because there isn't really like a ton of them.
Yeah,
and
all they have is like Luchasaurus and like Wardlow. Those
Yeah.
are their only two big men.
And like Wardlow just debuted, he's very much kind of like a muscle role for MJF, and Luchasaurus is in a tag team, well, a stable I should say. And bringing in Lance Archer, you have like a big singles guy, whether he be in the mid card or in like the upper mid card. I don't know where. I can imagine he'll probably start out there and he'll work his way up, because I feel like putting him in the main event scene could be a little bit bold, but it could be good to test him.
Hey, I would not mind if he went after Moxley if he does win tonight.
Exactly.
That would be very interesting, in my opinion.
I agree, and we can talk more about that later once we get into the Revolution discussion. We'll get into later on. Switching over to you had something else to say?
Yeah, he did post on Instagram that he is in Chicago, so be on the lookout for that. Maybe, who knows?
Okay. So yeah, going on to what else happened in the world of wrestling. I guess we'll go to the other side of the fence, where we had a bit of, sort of like some of the worst things of the week. Just after recently coming back on Raw, we had the announcement that Samoa Joe was not only injured in a commercial shooting, we also found out that he has now been suspended for the wellness policy. Now, this was hinted at in the news, and we weren't sure if it was true or not, because he appeared on Raw. But then they come out this week and they make the proper public release, and now we're in a bad situation. And it makes me feel bad for Joe, because every time I feel like he's getting there's people getting behind him, so something happens, and this is another situation of that. Where do you see him? Do you see anything happening beyond this once he's back?
All right, I know we rag on WWE a lot, but this is something we can't, because like you said, every time he just starts to get momentum or a push, he gets hurt or suspended. So what do I see happening with him? I genuinely have no clue what Joe's future is at this point. It's completely unclear. I mean, Will they put him back in a tag team with Kevin Owens? Maybe will they? Maybe have him fight for the U.S. title. I genuinely have no clue what they're gonna do, honestly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and what they probably, because it's hard to say too, because like he was getting involved with the big Monday Night Messiah angle with Kevin Owens and company, but now they're back to being short one man. I think they're probably gonna make that more into a tag feud, but it could it could have originally, because it could have been KO and Joe and Mania going after them.
Yeah, that could. I was thinking that would probably be the tag title match
Mm-hmm.
for main.
But now they're in a situation where they might have to like figure out something else, or maybe just give it to maybe War Machine or War Raiders. I'd rather just call them War Raiders, but I'm not sure because they'll probably still figure out something, because I do feel like they're leading something with a tag belt at Mania.
It's got to be some sort of match with Kevin Owens and Rollins. Like they've been building it for literally months at this point. Like it'd be a complete waste if it was just there was no match between them like ever.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah, because I thought I had an idea originally when they started feuding that they would do a one-on-one match at the Rumble, and the winner would get into the Rumble match, but they just announced it for the Rumble, so that took that out of the situation, because I thought that could have been a really good way to do that.
That's what I thought. I was thinking this is going to be a big singles match for the Rumble. Maybe KO loses and wins the Rumble, but obviously that didn't happen.
Yeah, it did not. Let's see. So I gotta check some sound settings real quick. Let's see, desktop audio. I don't want that. 1 second. This is the worst time this happens. Alright, sorry, I have to fix an audio issue. Can you still hear me?
Yeah.
Alright, cool. Yeah, so, and I guess we'll stick it up maybe for a bit. On the, I guess like for the next pay-per-view, Elimination Chamber, we've also gotten some news in regards to like some of the card. We'll start with probably like the more like talked about one is the first chamber match that was announced, the Women's Elimination Chamber match, which sees a lot of mixed discussion, and I can see why, because obviously we had a situation where Shayna Baszler has debuted. She has gone after Becky Lynch and done the whole bite angle, and then they really like continued this feud that had back from November. And then they come out and announce it's going to be a chamber match for that position at Mania. And while it does make sense for her to earn a shot, she didn't win the Rumble. It has been like, why do this when it's probably like nobody else realistically that can do it? And it's really sparked a lot of discussion. I mean, Jake, I know we've touched on this too, but now that we're here, we also have a very tricky situation on our hands about how they would book this, because I think depending on the booking could also determine what happens with what's going to happen in Mania. So, like, what do you think? Like, how should they go about it if they're going to make this like more unpredictable?
All right, let's just get this out of the way. Sarah Logan's basically a non-factor. Liv Morgan, Ruby Riott. One of them will probably eliminate the other to set up something for maybe. I don't think they'll have a Mania match, but maybe like the Women's Battle Royal or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then we get the big match like after Mania on like a pay-per-view, possibly.
Yeah, because the way I was looking at it was they could have like the three of them have a Fallout angle. Because like, I think Sarah's more so siding with Liv based off some TV stuff, but as I said, she could just be a non-factor and she's probably the first one eliminated like in 2 minutes, depending on who's in first.
I probably see her just being one of Shayna's like sacrificial lambs.
Yeah, that could be cannon fodder. So yeah, I can also see, because they might, if they want to make Ruby and Liv like a proper like mid card feud, they could do that for maybe even do it at Mania or it's like on a Raw leading up. I could probably say the Raw after Mania if they want to like cap it off there.
Yeah, Raw after Mania, because I honestly don't think that is a Mania match. Like there's so much happening at Mania already. I don't think they're gonna have room to stick that match in at Mania at all.
Exactly, and like of how big this card might be, I don't think they should do more than like 12 to 14 matches at
obviously,
most.
Neither of them are going for the women's tag titles either.
No,
so,
because they're obviously split up at this point. It's a feud, and women's tag titles are rumoredly, which I think would make sense too, occupied for Divas of Doom versus Kabuki Warriors, that's fine with me because they've actually been kind of building towards that already with Natalya.
So do you think Natty's going to eliminate Asuka, or how do you think they're going to get to that match?
Ooh, that's tricky. That could depend on what happens in the chamber. Sorry to cut you off.
Because Beth Phoenix will be on Raw and addressing Edge. I could see the Kabuki Warriors maybe doing a run-in and, like, Natalya has to, like, run them off or something. Like, they get the easy babyface pop for her because she can't get a pop any other way because obvious reasons.
Because, like, Beth, because Beth has the respect and everything. She gets respect for doing commentary and everything. So, yeah, I'd rather get behind Beth if I had to pick one of them. Yeah. So, yeah, plus, like, you could have that backup happen on Raw, and then maybe something happens in the chamber, which would actually protect Asuka, too, from potentially tapping out to Shayna, which I don't know, a lot of people wouldn't be too pleased with that. I'd be kind of in the middle.
But you better get ready, because it's about to happen.
Yeah. So, and it's gonna be so mixed on the TL too when this happens.
Oh boy.
Like I think the worst case scenario is that she just taps on all 5 women. And it's like, well, what if she wins now, Nani? What are you gonna do? Whereas I think the best way to do it is that you have Ruby and Liv take each other out, like one pins the other, and then probably Natty takes out the other one. Asuka may get distracted by maybe Beth or something else happens. Like maybe a miscue between her and Kyrie who might be trying to get involved, and then you do it from that, and she just picks the wounds of Natty, and that's it.
Yeah.
Or the worst case happens, which I think is realistic, and it's just she chokes out 4 to 5 people, and it's like, well, there you go. There's your chamber match.
Oh my god.
And won't be shocked.
How to kill the momentum of the women's division 101.
Yeah, and it sucks because like Raw has been like trying to pay more attention to him ever since Ruby came back. At least in my perception, they've been paying a lot of attention towards them more. Where
I enjoyed the contract signing because like each woman got like their own time to like talk and like it like continued the storylines very nicely, which is what a contract signing for that should obviously do. So I thought they did it about as well as they probably could have.
Exactly, because like you have they covered pretty much everything. It even made Sarah Logan kind of better because they mentioned her.
Like Natty and Asuka, like Shayna and Asuka for the chamber, Ruby, Liv, and Sarah like getting involved with that too, maybe.
Which it just makes sense, and I like seeing that because like on SmackDown yesterday with the tag match, it was like, oh, here's this happening, and I'm like, oh, Naomi pinned her. I mean, Naomi pinned Bayley, which makes sense considering what's happened recently.
We'll talk about SmackDown later.
Yeah, that'll be safe for later. Sticking with the we also talked about the other chamber match that was announced, but this is probably gonna be a lot more brief because it's like what? So
could we save that for SmackDown, or do you want to like talk about it now?
We can save it for later because like it is a very peculiar choice. So we can save it for.
Let's save it for the SmackDown that whole rant.
So we'll save it for No Holds Barred. The last thing on the headlines that we had written down before we go to What's the Night Wars is
God,
this is just heartbreaking. So at the start of the week.
Looking forward to the New Japan Cup.
Yeah,
too.
and the New Japan Cup was announced like Tuesday. I think it was Tuesday that they released the brackets.
They announced the brackets. They announced some really good matches that I was looking forward to, and boom.
Yeah, and then, well, the world is a scary place, as Sam would say, as the recent outbreak of coronavirus has caused New Japan to unfortunately cancel like the first, I'd say first 2 weeks of March. So this also includes the anniversary show. So that means we're not going to see Naito and Takahashi until...
Okay, that has me the most upset.
Yeah, because, like, it sucks because Takahashi's come back to a lot of fanfare, and he has been generally one of the best wrestlers to watch, in my humble opinion, because he had the match Wrestle Kingdom, which was one of the best matches of the weekend. He had a match tonight at Osaka, and he's had a lot of storyline development just beyond that, because he came back from injury, he beat the guy who injured him, and now we're in a situation where Naito wanted the match with him, and he said yes. Then, like 2 days later, he's at the press conference. Oh, I want this for the belt now, and they were going to do it. Now we're in a situation where it gets canceled. So it's like, do you do it to Sakura Genesis, or do you just hold off on it and save it for another time?
I genuinely have no clue what they're going to do now. I heard like someone say you can maybe do the New Japan Cup in like a one-night tournament or something like that.
Ooh, that's too much.
Yeah, that is way too much. But someone mentioned Stardom does something similar, but
yeah, they have their own G1, I think. Or they do they're very similar to how they operate.
This is just terrible because like this basically derails all their plans they had for like Sakura Genesis and like beyond, which is just a bummer. But
and knowing how New Japan typically works, they like to book like really far in advance. I think we talked about it once on this show where we talked about like the plan was always put both belts on Naito Wrestle Kingdom, no matter what happened with Kenny. Because I think the plan was if Kenny stayed in New Japan, they would have had him retain, I think, until next year. So that's going to be with the loss to Naito. But then they had to call an audible because AEW happened.
I've been a fan of that idea because with that story, it had to have been Naito versus Okada in the main event night 2, no matter what.
Yeah, which makes sense because they could have had him lose to Okada at the G1 Supercard.
Like Okada was the one obstacle Naito could really like never overcome in his whole career.
Yeah, and Naito beat Kenny in the G1.
Yeah. Yeah, that story was basically done with after that. I didn't really think that there was any point in going back to that. So Kenny leaving probably was a blessing in that case.
Yeah, even though like the Jay White reign was weird, it kind of just came out of nowhere, but it didn't last long at the same time. Yeah, so like looking at the bracket, we were supposed to do bracketology, but now we're in a situation like we don't know if it's even happening. So like, the big things.
We have no clue what they're gonna do, but I get it. Like it's real life. Health comes first, but still, as wrestling fans, it's obviously still upsetting.
It is very upsetting, and we hope that everybody's okay over in Japan. Like by the time like the next like round of shows comes around in the middle of March, but we'll have to see. We have to wait it out, and hopefully everyone's okay. Going back to the States, we're going to at least talk about what's been happening on both NXT and AEW. We'll start with NXT because AEW will have more talk following what's going to happen after that. Sticking with NXT, this is the recap of like the past 2 weeks, like the big stuff we took away. We'll start with the tag division. So the big thing that I've taken away, aside from the Broserweights winning the tag titles, is the Grizzly Young Veterans have made the move. It looks like they have made the move from NXT UK to NXT US. Because Zach Gibson's talking about being the world's #1, that's great, and they're still appearing on the tapings for NXT UK, like the ones they've been airing on the network. But it very much looks like that they are going to make the lateral move over to the States, and I think this is the right move. Go ahead.
No, it most definitely is the right move. They basically had done all they can do in NXT UK, and that NXT tag division needs a boost because I think we can all agree it's been the weakest part of NXT since the move to USA.
Yeah,
so far.
I think it's a fair assumption or opinion, I should
really
say.
No buzz around it at all until like the whole Broserweights thing.
Yeah, because the Tag Cup was cool because you could see it really showcased the NXT UK division too, because there were a lot of UK teams in there, and then obviously the aforementioned Broserweights who went on to win the whole thing. But yeah, because they lost the Street Profits when they moved when the draft happens. They lost one of their most charismatic teams. Undisputed Era were the tag champions, and after that, it's kind of like.
And of course, the Viking Raiders were called up way too soon.
Yeah, because they brought them up, and that was unfortunate, to say the least.
We don't speak of that.
Yeah, that was a really bad start. But it kind of fixed it, but still, like their booking is weird these days. I liked when they went back to NXT during the Survivor Series build.
They just have no buzz around them at all.
Yeah, and I feel like crowds just don't get them right now, which I hate saying that because they're so good.
I mean, they've had no character to them except, hey, they're just a bunch of big Viking guys who do cool moves. That's really
and like you can't get invested in that because like you have no reason to invest in them. Like aside from like you're these two big guys, like you said, who just do great moves. You gonna cheer for them or not? It's like, eh.
Yeah, the main roster crowd doesn't care about that, which is why I feel like that's why they were always best for NXT, which is why they stayed there way longer.
It's just like they're just different types of wrestlers, and it's a matter.
We all know how Full Sail works. They'll pop for any crazy move.
Exactly, they'll go crazy for anything, and they'll just cheer whoever. Which that's seen as both good and bad. It's good that they're always reacting, but like you always want to figure out the key things in wrestling. I know Undertaker talked about that a lot, of like being like the clear good guy and bad guy. You go ahead. You weren't the biggest fan. I don't know if you were going to finish that.
I am not the biggest fan of the Full Sail crowd. I think they should move out of there eventually.
I think they will too. They're doing like this fan appreciation at the performance center. Of course, that's not much different though.
Oh no,
yeah, that's got the Full Sail faithful there. I think they could probably do it. Maybe go to like smaller areas like AEW does. It's just a matter of when.
I actually heard they're doing an NXT taping at the Universal Studios where Impact used to do their tapings. So
really? So it's like a slightly bigger venue then.
Yeah, but they'll still be the same fans though for the most part.
There's some new ones. Well, with some new ones in there. I didn't know about that. Sticking with probably like the mid to lower card scene, we had some North American title news. Coming out of TakeOver, we obviously had Keith Lee and Dijak have one of the best matches of the night.
Yes, amazing match.
Yeah,
I loved it.
I thought it was one of the better matches of the weekend. And then we had a curious situation where we thought we were going to get it again. Because we had the whole promo last week, not this week. But then I haven't seen the opening to this week's NXT, but I know that it was Dijak versus Cameron Grimes, and I know Dijak won. But then I know Damian Priest attacked him. I didn't see the full thing, so I just don't know the context of it all.
I just saw like what happened on like Twitter from like tweets I was reading in the NXT Twitter page.
Yeah, I saw Damian Priest talk about it too. So it looks like I think we might be going towards Priest versus Keith Lee, which I think that's a really good matchup.
I am very much down for that. Like that match is way more fresh than Dijak versus Keith Lee. They need to take a break from that match for a while. As good as they are, they've honestly if they did another one, it'd just be overkill at that point. Basically.
Yeah, because it might just become a matter of them doing like a rehash of what they've done so far, and it's like you're running out of ideas to story stuff. I thought the way you did it at Portland was great. They did a bunch of new stuff, but it's like how many tricks do you have left, and how else can you keep this crowd invested?
Yeah, like Portland is after with the match they had and how they ended it. It was it's the perfect way to end that feud for a little bit, you know.
I agree, and I think with the Priest matchup, they can definitely tell a good story, and I think Priest's character work will probably mesh a lot well with Keith too, and their styles, of course, are very fun to watch. It's also like two big dudes again, but I think Priest is much more different because I think he's more. Well, I think Dutch gets struck too, but I think Priest is definitely like a really well-rounded striker. He can move around really well. Probably won't do as many flips as we've seen. He does do some topes, but
he's not as much of.
Yeah, he's not really someone that flips around. But he does like hit hard. He has some good arsenal.
Yes, that should be a very.
Is that all you had to say about the North American title?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's all I had to say.
Okay. Going to. I guess it's the main event scene right now because we don't know what Adam Cole's immediate opponent is, but I think we have an idea. With Velveteen Dream coming back, it's been interesting to say the least, but I find it funny because the whole narrative of him wanting to take Roddy's family is one that makes me wonder why we're cheering for him, but then I guess it's a matter of charisma. So I think it's been great, don't get me wrong, but it also just makes me think about we're really cheering for a guy who wants to take a guy's family. And as good as it's been, it makes me think about that.
That is, I mean, you are right, but at the end of the day, I mean, it is Velveteen Dream. Like we all love Velveteen. Like he's an amazing performer. But yeah, you make a good point. Like he's literally attacking Roddy's family on Twitter for millions of people to see, and
yep.
We're supposed to be cheering this guy. Yeah.
Exactly, and like the fact that we're also, well, not us, but he has like his wife on his trunks when he had like the ass shot at the end of one NXT, and he has like his kid on there too, and I'm like, yeah, this is. I'm really wondering, but it's a matter of charisma, which.
Yeah, the kid was a bit too much.
But I think he stopped with that because like he's made more about Marina at this point, which is funny, and I like how she's the one person that he follows right now on Twitter because he used to follow nobody until this feud happened.
Oh my god, that is hilarious.
I don't know if you picked up on that. I noticed it too like last week, and I'm like, that's funny. So
Velveteen Dream just gets it. Like this character, he just gets it. Like,
exactly, especially since we live at a time where characters feel so smart, especially on shows like this. He is such like a welcome person, and depending on what happens this coming Wednesday, this could.
That's just an issue with wrestling in general, with
the
lack of characters, and that's one of the main issues in my opinion.
Exactly. I think Undertaker said the same thing when he talked to Ricky Starks and I forget what his name is, but his first name was Aaron. It's a big thing of like all these guys, they act the same, everybody does the same thing. It's just people don't want to learn more about the inner workings of what we do, and I'm like, it's a sad truth. And I don't know what else to really say about that. Switching over to we'll go back to being positive. We'll go back to the women's division, and the big news coming out of primarily this week is that Regal announced there's going to be a women's ladder match at TakeOver Tampa, and we're going to see the number one contender for the championship be crowned. We don't know how many women are going to be in the match from what I'm reading.
I was about to ask you that because I saw it, but I didn't know quite like which women are going to be in it and how many will be in it.
Yeah, we know that it's going to be qualifying matches.
A ladder match,
yeah, there's going to be qualifying matches on NXT in the weeks to come. So I'm just going to assume it's going to be 6, considering we had another good 6-person ladder match and take over New Orleans if they want to do something like that again.
I'm holding out hope that that EO can come back somehow.
Yeah, I think the timetable for her was like 2 months. I think that was the timetable. So I could see her maybe either being.
She could barely make it back. Maybe.
Yeah, if they want to have her, if they want her to like be a surprise the night of, they could do that. Maybe
have her like maybe attack someone that was in the match, and like she can take their spot, and then she can win in heel fashion.
Exactly. So like looking at the women's division right now, because there are a lot of names that could be in this match. So what we can do right now?
I mean, just thinking about all the combinations they could do literally has me salivating because that division is the best in wrestling right now.
And I agree. Yeah, I definitely agree. So like looking at that women's division right now, if we were gonna like book this match accordingly, like, based off like who we think should be in the match, like if we're gonna have 6 people, like who are the 6 people that you would want to be in the match? And I'll do mine after.
For me, I'd have Dakota Kai.
Mm-hmm.
The first one, she could be like the cowardly heel.
Yep.
Who like tries to sneak the victory with the help of her new bodyguard.
Yep.
Raquel, I think her name's Raquel.
Raquel Gonzalez. She used to be Rita Gonzalez when she was in the Mayhem Classic.
I almost called her that. I remember like she was teaming with Rhea on the
house shows,
TV circuits.
Yeah, that's how I know her too. So
Tegan Knox as well. She can be the underdog face.
Yeah, because I see her maybe winning it too, like maybe they'll do a help spot. but then she gets thrown off.
Candice LeRae can do like a bunch of crazy spots. You know, she's obviously that's her whole style. Is she's a bit of a spot monkey. I can't lie.
Yeah, I mean she's always been in weird cases. I feel like she is very, very good. It's just like her character development has been so muddled because like all her friends betray her.
All right, so we got these three. We got Dakota, Tegan, from
Candice.
Candice. Number 4, I'm thinking, probably Mia Yim.
Yeah, she's used. She's pretty much on all the time.
Yeah, they'll put her in the fill a body. Probably Bianca Belair as well. Maybe again, I don't know. She's a weird case too because she just keeps losing every big match, and I'm like. Okay, but
it's gonna be like who else? It's gonna be like a Strowman case where like, if she keeps losing, people are just gonna lose interest.
I feel like she's just in the wrong place at the wrong time. It's not her fault, but
no, it's just a matter of like it's crowd reactions and like people getting behind her.
And 6, this is more hopeful, but I'm picking Io as the last person.
Yeah, that's valid. It's just a matter of recovery timetables and everything.
And if Io can make it back, she will win.
Yeah. I think, because it depends on the takeover schedule, because I don't think we have a takeover between Tampa and Austin if they really want to play this thing out. But they also just do like a big NXT episode like they do sometimes. They might have like a mini takeover on like a TV NXT maybe like in June. So
I'm trying to think. Did I forget anybody? Like double checking. Did I forget anyone?
I have the roster wiki page open. Other names that could easily be in the match: Chelsea Green, but I think.
Oh, okay. I wouldn't mind that. I'd honestly rather have her in there over Mia Yim because it get her that takeover spotlight. You know, the
exactly.
Stone brand.
As much as okay, do you think that's a rib on Tony Khan?
No.
Yeah, it's just I think it's more of a coincidence. I just think it's kind of funny to look at it like that. But,
I mean, he does look like Tony Khan. I pointed that out on Twitter a few weeks ago.
I knew someone said that. That's why I wanted to ask.
He looks like Tony Khan's long-lost brother.
Pretty much. Other people, there's Casey Catanzaro, who has been on and off. She could be very good in that kind of match. She's very athletic, but I'm not sure if they would do it.
Oh, she could be like the Ricochet. Like what
Pretty
Ricochet
much.
was in that North American title ladder match. She
Yeah,
could
basically. She'd be a very energetic person to have in there. I just don't know how she feels about working a ladder match. She was in the Rumble, to be fair. I'm sure she'd be cool with that. Mercedes Martinez, we haven't seen a lot of.
Oh,
that's another name we might have missed out on.
And maybe Shotzi Blackheart could get in there as a surprise. I would.
If they really want to play the underdog angle for her, they could really start building her up more in the weeks to come. I think her style would work well in the match, considering that she has some nice top rope moves. Yeah. She's very explosive
and
style.
It'd be a great takeover showing for her, which I think she deserves because I think she's got a lot of potential. She's going to be a
she's
future star.
She's really shown out in her brief time so far. Because I said this already. I think she has a very unique look, and people usually talking about her a lot when they see her.
People are gravitating towards that, which is awesome.
Yeah, because I think it's just a matter of her putting herself out there and just being different, which you don't really see a lot of anymore. Because that's kind of the character thing. So my 6 if I had to do, because I haven't done mine. If I had to do mine, I would definitely say Candice because I think she would just work really well.
Yes.
I almost said Rhea. Shotzi would be good too. Tegan, I think isn't. I don't know why. I'm looking at the wiki page, going in ABC order. So Shotzi is an obvious one for me.
Yes.
So that's 3 I think I have so far. Mercedes Martinez, if they want to book her, I could see her being the veteran in the match because I think she's definitely worked this kind of match before. Let's see.
Yeah,
so
you are right. You are right.
So I have 2 more. Io, if she's recovered in time, that's kind of just a given.
And Dakota or Tegan. Maybe.
And Dakota, who, if Io's not there, might actually win. Because I think Dakota could get the title shot, but she won't win because...
Listen, if there's a takeover before, if they announce it, then I'm pretty sure Dakota will win.
Yes.
She'll be like the challenger.
Because there's 4 months between SummerSlam and Mania, so they could play it safe.
I would say there's probably going to be one more takeover before, you know?
Yeah, because they typically do it in June, because we had 25 at the start of June last year, and we had Chicago the year before that. So they usually win every June. And you go from there.
I think we know what this is leading towards. It's just a matter of how they get there.
Exactly. It's just the bridge is there. We have an idea of what's going to happen. It's just a matter of exactly how they get there. Going on the ladder match. Beyond that, we have. Yeah, this happened too. So Finn Balor's next move was announced on Wednesday, and it's not going to end well for him. It's not going to end well.
It's not going to end well for him. I will enjoy it.
Yeah, I'm going to have a lot of fun with this. So, for those who haven't seen, who are watching, Finn Balor pretty much came out at NXT this week to announce his next move, talking about what he's done so far. NXT champion, Universal champion, IC champion, with his accolades and what he's done around the world, and then he's interrupted by well, 2/4 of Imperium. So then they cut a promo, and then I think it was Bartel, because Bartel is kind of like the voice of Imperium. He says that, well, he's going to send him his regards, and then a big fight angle breaks out. They take out Balor, and there's our UK title angle until Dublin.
Yep. Do you
And
think it's happening at TakeOver Dublin or TakeOver Tampa?
I think Dublin, because Balor's from Ireland,
Yeah.
and it would be like a nice moment to have him there. And
You do
also,
make a good point.
it does. They could do it at Tampa if they want to like really pack the card, but I think it's also safe to keep UK having something going on too. They could do it there and then have the match there and then move on from past that. Because I don't know what else Balor they can do for Tampa. I think they have a plan. It's just a matter of what they're going to book for it.
You are correct.
And there's also the advertisements that Balor will be at NXT UK starting next week for their tapings. So I think it's going to be mainly a primarily NXT UK angle, but they could have it appear in NXT US as well if they did it this week.
Yeah, we'll probably get the match confirmed at those tapings, I'd assume.
I'd imagine, because like, they're going to start building towards Dublin pretty much right away. And I think they have one more show before they tape again, because I think they're doing Bomber Dave Mastiff versus Walter next week for the title, which I'm intrigued by. Because Dave Mastiff is somebody who I always like enjoying because he's a very fun big man. I don't know how familiar you are with him, because I don't know how often you watch NXT UK.
Okay, I don't really watch NXT UK, but that match does. I've seen Dave. I like Dave Mastiff's work too. He's a fun big man, and Walter, we obviously, but yeah. So yeah, I'll tune in for that match. I'll try.
That's fair. And then we're gonna go to a couple more things next. We'll switch over to AEW. So obviously the big question I think for Portland was why Johnny Why, as sad as it was to see Ciampa lose, and there has been only really big follow up. There's been. Is Ciampa going after Austin Theory because he got in his way during his promo. We had the match this week. It was a good match, not going to lie. And then afterwards, Johnny attacked him, and then we got the slow clap angle, him mocking Ciampa, and the camera slowly pans to take over Ciampa logo on the floor. And I think we all knew this was coming, though. I think we all knew this was coming at that point.
After Portland, we all knew this is going to be their big last takeover match, probably, if I'd assume.
Yeah.
Even though I have seen all the funny memes of Gargano versus Ciampa 72 and 2040. And
when they're very old.
Loser goes to the retirement home.
Which is funny. Yeah, well, do you think they'll give a stipulation?
Yes, I think it could. It's going to actually, I don't know if it will be a match stipulation. It might just be loser leaves NXT.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I've heard Ciampa talk about, like, there can't be any Johnny Gargano if he's going to get his life back, which I think makes sense.
And Ciampa said he's never going up to the main roster, and Gargano's basically done all he can do on NXT. So I could see. I think Gargano will be the big after Mania call-up, like which we get every year, probably.
Yeah, a matter of when they do it, because I don't think there's going to be like a kind of draft-esque thing after. Because they haven't announced anything for it, and I don't think they need to because it's been so soon after the draft. They could be a big surprise, maybe. Because there is also the talk that because Shayna Baszler is still an NXT superstar, Triple H wants like a big trade in return. So maybe they can work something out with that angle.
Ooh.
So they maybe could work. So they could probably send like 2 people over and get 2 people in exchange. They could do that. But go ahead.
They could send like a couple people from Raw back to NXT. Is what you're saying?
Basically, so like take like EC3 and somebody else, like Warriors or something like that, and send them back to NXT.
Maybe EC3 and Eric Young.
Yeah, I forgot about Eric Young. I totally forgot about him for a second. But I think EC3 is probably the easiest one to pick because it's just everything. He was there so briefly and it was going so well, and then that was pretty much it.
They really did rush his call up.
Which it sucks, but like he has the skill set. It's just a matter of they just had nothing for him. Which it sucks.
That is true. That is true.
Wrapping up NXT for a recap. We have a lot of cage matches coming up this week. I'm finding it curious. There's 2. But I know one of them, the first one makes sense because Tegan Nox, Dakota Kai might as well maybe finish the feud. I don't know if it will.
Yeah, with how personal that issue's been, like it had to have been like a stipulation like that, and like it keeps Raquel Gonzalez out, so in storyline it makes sense.
Yeah, it's true. Whereas the Dream Roddy one, I thought the feud was over when they did that episode 2 weeks ago where they had the match, but they weren't going to do it again. It is very personal, like you said, with the other feud. To be fair, but I feel like. Maybe it's just done and dusted after this week. I think what they will do, depending on what happens in the match, is I think they're going to set up Dream versus Cole at TakeOver Tampa.
That is, I could definitely see that. That could be what it's all for.
Because like we don't really know who Cole's going to face. Because like Cole's situation right now, we don't know like what's next for him. Because Ciampa's very much busy right now, and Roddy's going to be busy with Dream. But they all did jump Dream after he beat Roddy last week, not this week. So my mentality going into that, I think he's going to beat Roddy, and then he's going to set his sights on Cole, and then we'll get to the match tempo, and Dream might win. Maybe. Depends on how they book it, but that's just that feeling in me that he could do it.
Like that he could beat Cole, or
Yeah, that he could win the NXT title at Tampa.
Yeah,
If they book that direction.
Yeah, that has a pretty good chance of happening, I'd say.
I agree. So that's the NXT recap for Wednesday Night Wars. We're going to switch over to Dynamite. So a little less here because really this is going to be Safe Revolution talking a little bit. So the big thing that we took away
I am
from the
ready
past
for
2 weeks.
Revolution tonight. That is going to be
We're having a fun time discussing that. So a lot of stuff that pretty much leads into it. So obviously the Bucks went up tag team battle royal, and they built the match this week with the promo package, as you can see in our thumbnail.
I love that segment.
Let's
talk about it.
Yeah, it was a very good segment. I don't remember like word for word, but the consensus basically is like Hangman's being Hangman. You know, he's drinking at the interview. Kenny just looks so done. Like you just watch Kenny facially, and he just doesn't
like,
feel like great about this.
He's like, why am I here? What
Yeah, like what? Like why are we teaming again? That's basically what I got off of that.
Like I'm about to have.
Oh, you cut out. Well, say that again. I think you cut out when you were saying that.
He was like, I have an Iron Man match tonight. Why am I here?
Pretty much.
That's basically what it was.
And the Bucks were out there helping him too, and we'll talk about that in a little bit because the connection's still there between Kenny, Nick, and Matt. But the divide since Hangman left the Elite back in November, it's kind of like, ooh, there's tension there. They've been teasing it for like the past, like I'd say like a month, because even before the tag team, they were kind of like having it back and forth. And there's the whole fact like, oh, you were just a jobber in Ring of Honor, you wouldn't be anything about the Bullet Club. They're really good shade.
I love that line. I love how they brought it back to Ring of Honor and the Bullet Club.
Exactly.
I thought that
Also,
was wonderful.
Also, they mentioned the Bullet Club. Like that's a big deal to me because like that's trademark and everything. And WWE never says Bullet Club, and I thought they could say either because it's trademarked. So that could also remind us of the potential partnership between New Japan and All Elite.
Yeah, and they also talked about how he like almost walked out on the Elite, and he feels like he doesn't need them anymore. Like that whole thing.
Exactly. So there's that whole problem there, and we'll talk about it more when we get to predictions and discussions of Revolution.
It's obviously leading to something big tonight.
Exactly, and we'll talk about that later. Women's division stuff is getting more attention since the Nightmare Collective got the bid, thankfully.
Thank God.
Yeah.
Thank God that,
so basically,
that was needed for every.
Yeah, it was for the sake of like pretty much everybody there. So it's only been like 2 matches, but still, it's like nice to see other people get used. So Chris Statlander beat Shannon last week in Atlanta, and then this week Shida won a 4-way, which was cool because I thought Big Swole was in line for something.
Yes, I was very happy about that because as I tweeted, I'm a big fan of Hikaru Shida's work, and
I agree.
To see her getting wins means I can see a title opportunity for her in the not so near distant future.
Yeah, I think it might be double or nothing if they want to like really play it out, or just on an episode of Dynamite for like a top of the hour thing. It really depends what they want to do, but.
I think she might be the one to beat Nyla Rose. Is my early prediction.
That is big. I'd be happy about that. But it's like she also lives in America.
Because spoiler alert, I don't think Chris Statlander is taking home the title tonight.
No, that's one of the easiest ones to call though. Like we'll talk about that in a bit. That's just one of the easier ones to call. So that's fair. Go to the main event of Atlanta. We had Cody beating one of those steel cage match, and weirdly enough, I expected something to come out of Wednesday, but I won't be too nitpicky because we didn't get anything on the angles beyond that. But it's fine.
I see where you're coming from, but to be fair, every week of Dynamite before Cody versus MJF was basically the main focus.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, because like they were the main event segment of like the past like 2 or 3 episodes before this week. So it's totally valid.
You would have thought if you hadn't watched Dynamite before that Cody versus MJF was the main event of Revolution.
Exactly, and I think it's probably the co-main event if I'm going to look at it because they have announced
they're not going over the world title.
Yeah, and they've announced that's the main event because well it's the world title and it's Chris Jericho, so it's like that makes sense.
And with my prediction for that match, spoiler, I think it's going to have to main event.
Yeah, I think it just makes sense too. There's no other reason why. Going back to Omega, we're going to talk about a little bit about the Iron Man match because obviously. I thought it was probably the best TV match of the year so far. Of course, we're only 2 months in, but...
Wait, from just AEW or any company?
I'd say any company, honestly.
I 100% agree. We've had some good NXT matches, obviously, some good Raw matches.
I'd say Raw's had some good ones, too.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's been some good stuff. Well, New Japan don't count because they're not on TV. Well, actually.
They're just like all of these... I guess you could call the Road 2 shows TV, but...
Those are on like at 3 in the morning for us, so we're not going to count that. Yeah. I watched anything back on replay. Yeah, that's on New Japan World for me afterward. Yeah, the big thing I took away from this match was Pac being very smart and strategic, and I think even in defeat he has something going on. Of course, he has the match tonight, which we'll talk about later. But we'll talk about that. That's going to be a piece of work, all right.
Oh my god.
So
I'm ready for that match.
Tim was telling me about how he thinks Pac should be the one to win the world title eventually for Moxley if Moxley does win. Whereas I'm of the matter that I think they're going to do Kenny and Moxley for the belt in the near future. What do you think?
Yeah, because like they could tell the story that like Kenny's like cold streak and storyline kind of started like he when he lost to Pac, he avenged that, and he's gonna now the one loss he has to avenge is to Moxley. So,
even though it didn't count, he still lost because lights
it
out.
kind of sent him into a bit of a spiral, you know, and led to the whole him confiding in Hangman to, you know, as like this tag team. You know?
Yeah, and we'll get to Revolution later. But I think I genuinely think that if Moxley does win tonight, and if
I predict the main event of Double or Nothing. If Moxley wins, will be Moxley versus Omega 3 for the AEW World Championship.
And I think Omega's going to win. I think we'll have Kenny win this time because it'll be a straight up match. And if Moxley opts out to go to New Japan full time, then you don't have much of a choice at that point.
Yes.
Because his contract has an opt-out option.
What else were we on about?
Iron
Man match?
Yeah, I was talking about how Pac still looks good in defeat, I thought, and what it can furnish that whole bit we just talked about. That's pretty much all I want to talk about that. And the Bucks angle was there too; they're helping him out and everything.
Yeah,
so
Pac will be fine. Like he put up an amazing effort in defeat. Like
exactly. Plus, he looked smart with the chair disqualification, getting a point back anyway. So I thought it was just really well done.
And Pac has had way more big singles wins than Omega's had, so Omega honestly needed it more when you think about it.
Exactly. And the last thing I have written down for Dynamite before we move on is pretty much just the main event segment with the weigh-in. I thought the weigh-in was very fun, and also furthered the angle for Hager and Dustin and JR's love of Dippin' Dots, because obviously when they fought...
JR loves his Dippin' Dots.
Yeah, because it's funny because we always rag on JR these days for just not knowing what's going on and not knowing names, but he has
Did you see that clip on Twitter of JR and the two girls were walking and he said, "Oh, what's that?"
Yeah, holy shit, what's that? Oh
my god! I
like all the captions people have made for that too. There's a funny caption saying, "Oh, when someone orders something at the restaurant, you look over and see it." That was a good one. Yeah, it was a very good segment, I thought, and of course, they also for this
when he sees his barbecue sauce, you know, he's from Kansas City.
That's true. Yeah, speaking of Kansas City, we actually had Jericho throwing heat at the Chiefs, which I thought was stupid because how can you rag on them when they won the Super Bowl? Especially Patrick Mahomes. He made it Mahomes
he called him Aaron Mahomes.
Oh no.
I mean,
no.
Jericho's Canadian though. When you think about it, he's from Winnipeg.
Yeah, I mean he was born in New York, but he is from Winnipeg. You idiot. So
I'm not surprised. His dad's a hockey player, so I don't expect football to be his first sport. You know.
Yeah, I thought it was funny though, but yeah, it was just a fun segment, and I enjoyed it. And Jericho stood tall too, which will probably play into my prediction in a bit. But
that basically cemented my prediction, honestly.
Yeah, but before we get to Revolution, we have to talk about the elephant in the room, and that is what happened on Thursday. So we're gonna transition from.
I want to talk about this.
We all had feelings about this afterward.
I'm gonna have to go on a bit of a rant. If that's okay later.
That's we can do that now. That's what the segment's all about. So we're gonna go from the one count over to No Holds Barred to return to our rant segment. It's been a while since we've had one of these.
No Holds Barred.
So yeah, there's been.
It was called for this week after what happened on Thursday.
Yeah, so Thursday was not a great day for a lot of us.
I was just waking up thinking, okay, nothing's going to happen at this show. It's going to be another glorified Saudi house show, and then...
Yep. As we all thought it would be. But that was not the case. As in the main event, in about 3 minutes flat, The Fiend got pinned. And everything was on fire.
Jackhammer that he might have sandbagged.
I couldn't tell. I mean, Bray Wyatt is a big dude, to be fair, but I expect him to help that because Bray Wyatt's taking a lot of moves.
I mean, when you think about it, like Goldberg was able to get Brock up for a jackhammer.
That's true. 2 spears and a jackhammer. It's all took that one time.
Yeah.
And then
at Survivor Series.
Yep, 2016. So we're in this case. I mean, he took 4 spears before then, to be fair, but they're only 2 minutes into the match, and the Fiend's taken worse, and he's gotten right back up. And it just felt so damaging that this guy, not a guy, mythical creature that can take
unstoppable monster.
Yes, that can take 60,000 curb stomps from Seth Rollins to get right back up,
and take 30 running knees from Daniel Bryan.
Exactly, and then also take all these chair shots, all these equipment on top of him with a sledgehammer. We don't talk about the rest of that though.
One jackhammer and he's done.
that was more like a vertical suplex. Let's be real.
Seth Rollins even tweeted, maybe I should have used the jackhammer when we
That was good.
you know?
That was good.
That was funny. That was a funny.
It's a kryptonite, as we found out, and it takes away like all this like years of Bray Wyatt trying to like find his career again, really fix all the wrongs that have happened to him in the past. Hurt and heal, as the 12 say.
I mean, this is a pattern with Bray Wyatt. Like, they build the guy up well for a few months, then like in 2017, then he loses to Orton at Mania.
In a really bad match too, unfortunately.
And then Cena in 2014, and now Gold.
I mean, at least like on the bright side, before we get really into like the nitty gritty of this, like the Cena match that they announced on SmackDown last night, I think that can be good. I think they'll build it really well.
And I do think the Fiend will win, so don't you worry, Fiend fans.
I think he needs to
It'll
win.
all be okay.
I think he needs to win because like if he loses, like what do you do?
There's no point in him losing to Cena when this is just a one-off for him. Like he's
exactly like Cena has stuff to do, and he'll be busy. So I just don't see him. I can't see like the reason why you have Cena win. I think Cena also just wants to put him over at this point. Like I don't see why he wouldn't do it.
Like, yeah, but also when you think about it, I mean, I'm agreeing with people now that although it doesn't need the world title, like the whole story of Cena going for his 17th world title and the Fiend trying to avenge the loss has been even better, honestly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because there could have been a case for that, but I think it doesn't need the belt because of their past history, but there is that thing of like, will Cena ever do it? And, like, this would have been the chance to do it, and he could have just dropped it like either to like a Money in the Bank cash in or just at a pay-per-view. But now we're in a situation where it's not there.
And he does make, and it would make the match more unpredictable. You know,
yes.
People always have that thought of putting the belt on Cena.
Because it's John Cena, and like the guy, he's just kind of timeless these days too. He doesn't really look that much different than he did like years ago. He does look a lot leaner now, but that's just the way it is. And this also goes back to like how poorly I would say specifically SmackDown does with building stars in recent times. Which I hate saying that, but there really like isn't much star power there that that remains credible, like in the top tiers of the company. You know what I mean?
Yep, I get it. Like SmackDown doesn't have many big top guys.
Because like Raw is like slowly building towards it, but I think they're feeling more long-term wise on Raw, which is why people say that SmackDown has more star power on paper. But when you look at the booking of SmackDown, it doesn't really do like the current talent any favors. Thursday being example for Bray Wyatt losing to a 53-year-old band, clean as a whistle.
Boy, am I lucky that WWE decided to bring Raw to my area and I can go to Raw instead.
I'm upset that Raw wasn't in. Raw's not going to be in Boston. So, like, we look at the SmackDown. I had SmackDown roster pull up, and like we have names like Cesaro.
Hey, you guys are getting SummerSlam and take over Boston. Like,
we're also going to get SmackDown and Raw that weekend, so it'll be fine. So like, we look at the SmackDown roster of like all the names they have. So yeah, people like Cesaro who doesn't really get to do anything. Drew Gulak is slowly getting something with Daniel Bryan, which is nice.
Okay,
but
I like that. Daniel Bryan, I think we know Daniel Bryan is like some creative pull. Like that was one of the things he negotiated in his contract. So it's cool that he's wanting to work with guys like Gulak. That'll be a great match.
Exactly. And I don't know how they're going to build it, but because I didn't hear commentary last night, because obviously I was watching the show live. But they really did focus on Gulak on commentary last night, which is good that they're playing up that angle. And I'm sure Bryan's trying to do everything all he can.
It's not all bad on SmackDown.
This is probably one of the few good things alongside the tag division. But like you look at the roster, people like other people. It didn't start well for Gulak, but they're trying to pick up on that. Let's see who else. Because like Cena came back to fill the void. Morrison had a rough start because the Rumble happened. It was a really, really weird return. Kofi has been in a weird spot since the move to Fox. The use of Corbin has been let to go away eat. Other people, Miz has been doing okay. Ali we haven't seen for a while, but I think the glitches thing.
That whole glitch thing is leading to him.
Yeah, because just the coloring and branding of it just says Ali. So it makes sense.
I feel like it'll be great for Ali's career. I'm a fan of it.
Yeah, I like it. He is like very good like doing his own thing, like cutting his own videos, which is very good.
He might be a new character though. Like,
what could they do? Like, I'm trying to say, because his character was fine before them.
I don't think he should be a heel. He should not be.
No, he should be a good guy. It's like he's like one of the nicest guys.
Maybe he comes back with. I don't know, but I'm intrigued.
Yeah, he's like too genuine of a guy to be a bad guy. Like he's such a good guy in real life.
I think we'll get the resolution closer or after
Mania. Exactly.
I'd assume.
Other people on SmackDown I can think of, Sami Zayn, as we talked about, is in I mean, last night maybe it's leading to his in-ring return. We just not sure how they're going to do it.
I am intrigued with what they're doing with the whole IC title now. I'll give them credit for
as
that.
long as like if the heels like can pull it out, and maybe there's some dissension either after the match
I feel like
or
that's why.
leading
I feel
up.
like this is all done to protect Braun. If you know.
Yeah, if he does lose, he lost to 3 guys, so it's like he won't look too bad in defeat. Because like it was also his own fault because he said he'd take all 3 of them on at once, and Sami Zayn manipulated that, which I thought was really good on his end. And then probably the biggest one in the room is I'm calling him Chad Gable, but he's also not been. It's really
we don't call him that other name.
He's
Chad Gable forever.
He is Chad Gable. So like, and also like the way they book a lot of things on SmackDown, just I know a lot of people talk about it. It's just very directionless. In my clear opinion, because like I feel like everything they do on SmackDown is either super short term, like Goldberg winning the title's not gonna last long because of Mania, or there just isn't anything put into it. Like champions losing their first match after winning the title, like Miz Morrison did last night. Other stuff like just random throwing together matches, squash matches. People like when Drew Gulak first came up, he got squashed by Braun right away, which wasn't good.
Yeah, that was a trap. That was terrible.
And like, there's just not reasons to invest in a lot of stuff when we just
put Gulak against someone like maybe Ali, like have them work.
Exactly, they've worked before in 205 Live, I'm pretty sure. Because
they
that's
definitely have before.
Exactly. So like with SmackDown, it's just a matter of like you have to think of other ways to build people up and not tear them down by bringing in somebody else, and also just like give us something like planned towards things, like give us reasons to like invest in something instead of just like having things happen and like giving people direction. Because like why Raw is so much better now is that everything has meaning. Like I watch Raw, like everything makes sense. It's all going to lead to something.
Like everything has like a direction or like a story.
Exactly. Even if it's small, it just makes sense.
Even if it's stupid, like Eric Rowan in his cage, which is never ending. It's still a storyline.
It's like, well, we don't know what's in the cage.
It's still giving him a purpose on Monday Night Raw.
It has meaning. Like I said, the Korea stuff has been fixed because like you introduced Garza and there's like the whole cousin angle playing up there while Andrade's been on. That was a great audible that they did.
Obviously, they're putting Ray back into it, which is nice.
Yep.
Obviously, Ray, we could get Ray versus Garza out of it.
We talked about the women already because they're in a very good situation.
The women's division is doing well.
Yeah, they're booking a lot of different people, so they're really starting to build towards that.
And
main event scene
with Drew and Brock is doing very well.
It's a very slow build because like they have so much time. They're just playing their cards really close to their chest and just waiting till like Brock's set with Ricochet, which he is now.
Yeah, like you said, it's a good mix of wrestling and good like character storytelling, and everyone for the most part has some direction or like
Mm-hmm. I guess I'll ask a question. Do you think Raw has been a more of a complete show than NXT, or like a better show?
Since the Royal Rumble, I 100% agree.
Yeah,
I think it's been better.
Which is bold to say.
I don't know what it is about NXT. It's just something is not clicking right now.
I think it's a matter of it's the balance of character work and promos.
They don't have enough good storylines for me right now.
Yeah, because like ever since Takeover, it's a matter of they have to build characters. I'm just
way more invested in AEW. Like they found that formula of wrestling.
Yeah, because they have reasons to invest in stuff too. They always have characters that are doing things. They have intrigue around mysteries.
They took their bad experience from December and they turned it into a positive.
Pretty much, because they got rid of the Nightmare Collective and now they're building towards the Dark Order with the Exalted one, which we'll talk about in a little bit. So there's like
they did the impossible. They got me interested in the Dark. Good job, AEW.
Yeah, because like there's intrigue around them now, and like Tag Division's been doing great as it always has been. Singles Division has a lot of stuff going on for them, and also just I can say the same about Raw.
The women's division is improving
slowly, because more people you see different people.
They're putting focus back on the competition aspect, just like letting the women wrestle.
Exactly, because like
nice to see.
Because like there's only like 1 or 2 matches per show, but like you see different people and you see what they're about, and they're working more towards character development, like Britt Baker. Because she's been getting development as well, which is good to see. And you go ahead.
This is not me memeing, contrary to popular belief, but I am actually enjoying Britt Baker's heel character right now.
No, I do too. I've always liked Britt Baker. I'm going to be real, even when she was a babyface. I think she has so much potential.
Like Britt Baker used to be like it was like a background noise segment, but now whenever she talks, like I'm listening. Like
yeah, she did commentary lately, where it was like okay.
Think about it. She's a dentist. No one likes the dentist. Like that's just a perfect heel character.
Exactly. It was weird to start out with it. I didn't mind it personally because I just think she is talented. But now that they're really healing it up with it, it actually makes a lot of sense. And she's leading into it.
You must have felt very alone when everyone was hating on her.
Yeah, it's kind of like people do that too. Like I know other people have different preferences too, but I think it'll work out in the end, but that's just how it is. I think that's all I wrote down for that part too. Well, anything else you want to mention before we go into the next segment about what's going on with like SmackDown and everything?
Nope. I think we are good. Let's move on to SmackDown.
Well, that's what we were talking about. Let's want to stay on SmackDown.
Wait, what's next?
We're still in no holds barred because we're talking about like the issue of creating new stars. If you want to like focus specifically on SmackDown now, that's fine.
Yeah, we could do that.
Yeah, that's fine. So I guess I'll ask you, since I already talked about like my bits about SmackDown, like what would you do like to really change what's going on at SmackDown, and like what are like the biggest issues for it right now?
Okay. This is going to be a bit of a long one, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see. All right. I feel lack of defined characters.
Mm-hmm.
Because outside of like a few people, I can't really name. Nobody really has good direction for their character right now. Outside of like a few people, like everything just feels very thrown together.
Yep.
And like at the last minute, which is not good at all.
Yeah, I can agree. As I mentioned earlier, it's just a matter of like giving reasons for us to invest, which Raw does a really good job of, but SmackDown's just kind of lacking because they kind of just throw people out there and expect us to invest with like well, what's going on?
I'll give them credit. Miz and Morrison, they're giving them time.
Yeah, that's
to build and express their character.
Yeah, because like they
even got that chant, which I really love.
I think it's funny.
Hey, hey,
ho
ho.
It's so random, but like the way those two work it, and plus like the whole aspect of the dirt sheet, I just think it works.
So good together, like the chemistry.
Exactly, it's just past experience. It's just past experiences catching up again, and it's fine.
Like those two are just like destined to be attached to each other. Morrison and the Miz, so like that pairing you'll always go back to with the two.
Exactly. And like other stuff that like they could like work on is just really like the IC title scene just needs something more beyond like what's going on right now. Like they need like build up other people in the meantime.
Hey, maybe it could be leading. I'm holding out hope this whole Shinsuke Sammy Cesaro thing is leading to something for Mania.
Yeah,
possibly.
which I think it might, as we talked about earlier about Chamber. So
and that can be the wrestling match on the show, like the pure like
the work rate match.
The work rate match, which Mania always needs a few of those.
They do, and they've done it in the past.
Entertainment.
Yeah, because you have to have a blend of both for like, people to really like.
Yeah, and the difference is this one would have a clear story going in, so I think the fans would care too. It wouldn't be just work.
Exactly.
Rate,
Exactly. It's like there are just flat out work rate matches in NXT, which is just like, oh, they're just gonna fight. There they go.
Yeah, they're gonna have a good match, but it won't mean anything.
Exactly. So like, what do you? Well, I guess I'll ask to say, if we're talking about the positives of SmackDown, I think the tag division's definitely one because they have a lot of good teams there. Like the main event scene is like not a position like it could go well for Mania for like the main event stuff.
We'll see what happens after Mania. Like we won't know because right now it's just Roman and Goldberg.
Which that literally just started last night, and it's just a matter of
the Roman Goldberg thing is obviously gonna be very short term.
Yeah, like I said, I said earlier, they book very short term on SmackDown. I feel
I may be alone on this. I know you're with me, but Roman definitely deserves the title. Not just saying
he does.
Want the title off of Goldberg.
No, I generally think he does. Even if it was the Fiend, I would say I think he's fine with him winning because it's a matter of the story he's been telling and everything he's done.
If you have the Fiend retain pass, then you risk it and getting like more stale. If you get what I'm saying.
Do you think the Fiend's been stale? I think it's been fine, but like not as like hot as it was like 6 months ago.
I definitely felt like it was getting stale a little bit towards the title run. I just did not want him to lose it to Goldberg.
Exactly. And I don't know if I've said it yet, but I just feel like the Fiend did need the title to begin with.
I feel like this direction for him now without the title will get more of the Firefly Funhouse. I think it's going to be more exciting.
It'll be
recapture that heat.
It'll be a palate cleanser. Like I think as long as he wins at Mania, it'll be fine. And I think they should just keep him out of the title picture because even if he wins the belt in the end, he has to lose it.
And obviously the promos between him and Cena back and forth are going to be excellent.
Yeah, because just knowing those two guys, they'll just pull out a story and it'll be great. Like, I trust those two a lot. Pretty sure better not fuck them over.
Like, we could even get maybe a Firefly Funhouse segment where, like, Bray's talking, obviously, and then we get, like, some flashbacks, like the 2014 feud they had.
All stuff that happened there.
Like, saying, he never forgets or something like that. I think that'd be cool, too.
Exactly. But, outside of, like, the main event and the tag scene, it's kind of just, like, I don't know what there's going on.
I have no clue what they're doing with the women. Like,
it's weird
who knows what that's
because
leading to.
even
I
with
don't know.
Sasha back, it's even like she's losing right now. I mean, maybe they're setting up like a dissension between her and Bailey, but they're still keeping Lacey Evans involved. Naomi's still around, which I'm fine with Naomi being there. It's just they might
I can already tell this
do.
is leading to a jumbled together women's match at Mania.
They might do like a 6-pack challenge or like even a gauntlet match, but they don't think they want to make it that long.
Just like Mania 33.
Yeah, or someone says it's a ladder match, and I'm like, I don't do a ladder match that close to Money in the Bank. So
No, that is not happening.
yeah, no, it shouldn't. I don't think it will. But it's weird to think about because they only have a month, and there's nothing planned for Chamber right now for them. Excuse me. So I'm trying to think about what they could do. And like Bailey said something about like against the entire division, I think either in an interview after Super Showdown or at SmackDown last night. I can't remember. So she may be calling out everybody soon, and that could lead to that big multi-woman match.
Yeah, like a big 6-pack challenge, maybe.
Exactly, but it does kind of suck because like the NXT and Raw women's have clear stories going on right now, and they're being
SmackDown
built.
it's just SmackDown's women's division is just a jumbled mess.
Which sucks. It's like they have like a good amount of names there. I don't know if it's like a matter of like the booking of it, but it's also I think it's down to Pritchard not just doing a good job.
Yeah, like there is talent, they're just not using it properly.
Exactly. Well, it's like they have people who can go for the tag belts too. Like we haven't seen the tag champions on SmackDown since they won them.
We haven't seen Alexa Bliss or Nikki Cross either.
In a while.
It's just like
Carmella just lost to Bailey 2 weeks ago.
Yeah,
Lacey Evans won't go away.
Bailey.
Yeah.
I have no clue what she's doing.
Naomi did pin her last night though.
And we have no clue what's going on with Sasha. Cause like
she just came back and it's a weird situation that like she just lost again. She didn't get pinned last night, but she did lose last night in the tag match. Just a matter of do they want to pull the trigger on it? Do you want to give her a moment finally? Because she hasn't won Mania.
Sasha's booking's been a bit weird these past few months.
Yeah, because like the injury angle didn't help her because she was gone for a little bit, and the partnership with Bailey, I think it should lead to the one-on-one match in Mania, but we don't know if they're going to do it because they only have a month at this point. And given their history,
they do not have a good track record booking the whole Sasha Bailey because like they dragged it out way too long on Raw, and then they had like the counseling and like their back.
That didn't go well. The tag brand was fine. It just didn't last long.
It was just a bunch of illogical, convoluted storytelling.
Which sucks. Whereas, like, we watched the women on Raw and NXT, and they're just doing a really good job building those stories right now. Sure, NXT women's title got a little blurred because of production on Wednesday, but...
Like, I honestly say SmackDown's women's division is maybe worse than AEW's right now.
Ooh.
Yes, AEW is trying to improve. That's the difference.
That's fair. And, like, SmackDown, they have, like... I think they also have the better talent. It's just a matter of booking the talent. That's just my 2 cents, but...
And it's not Bailey's fault. She just has had, like, a lack of talent.
Yeah, plus, like... And she's been trying to get people invested, which I don't blame her for.
Yeah, she is. She's done a pretty good job. She's done about as well as she could probably do at this point.
Exactly. So we'll see what happens, but... I just hope that like we just get these things like addressed on SmackDown. They can just try and just be more like Raw with like building things in the long term.
The draft really kind of did screw SmackDown when you think about it.
I thought it was fine at first, but like also I think it's just like the move to Fox in general. They want specific things too.
Yeah, and obviously Brock, which was we all thought he was going to be SmackDown permanently. Obviously him going back to Raw didn't help either.
Plus like Heyman, I think it's Heyman's on Raw. They just work together all the time, and plus like
yeah, you're right.
Plus like
obviously is that
Brock's just up a lot now. You think about it, Brock's been on a lot of Raws.
Brock's been on like 95% of Raws this year.
He's just like 1 or 2. That's pretty much it. He's been on every single one. Even if it's like for like a minute, he's there, which is nice to see.
So all you people who call Brock lazy, you can just don't talk.
Anything on Brock is not welcome because I think like he genuinely is trying to like be more involved, which is nice too. I'm not sure if like what'll happen after Mania for him.
And he's gonna be at Raw on Monday too.
He will.
Already advertised.
So yeah, so I think this is when they're gonna start really having Drew and him interact more.
This is when I think we'll get the first.
Like the first like real like build to the match because it's been very slow, which is a good way to do it, and I think they've been doing a really good job of it.
Yeah, obviously the period between the Rumble and Mania is a bit drawn out, so obviously it's gonna start. But
exactly, and I do think that Brock and Drew will make it at Mania. I think it's like the right choice.
I'm really loving what they're doing with Drew, like turning him face, letting him show more personality, do the whole 3 count. I think that's I'm loving everything.
And people are into it too. That's the best part. People are into it.
Yeah, the problem with Drew before was the fans were not connecting with the guy as a heel, so this was needed. Honestly.
Yeah, they're slowly getting more into him, and I think if they really kick off like the next month, then there's no denying that he will win.
People were saying he was getting booed during his interview segment, which
I didn't hear anything.
I'm just saying. I think that's more. If he was, that's more just Canada being a Canada crowd,
Yeah, Canada. Well, Canada was like There's
They
YT.
call it-
They had the YTJ chant. That was pretty much it, though.
Yeah, they call it Bizarro World in WWE for a reason.
I mean, Toronto was pretty crazy at SummerSlam. To be fair, they were pretty. It was a good crowd, though.
Yeah,
You
that
know.
that is Bailey's least favorite crowd in WWE.
Yeah, they really don't like her, and I don't know why.
Yes,
It's
they,
really
they
weird.
Just do not. They just hate Bailey for some reason. I
Whereas
don't
the
know
UK,
why.
it's the opposite.
Yes, the UK loves Bailey.
All right. Before we move on to predictions, is there anything else you want to talk about in this segment?
Nope.
Okay,
go.
so we'll go from No Holds Barred to back to the All Elite front. We're going to talk about predictions for
AEW Revolution.
not Lethal Leap
Very
here presented by
excited.
Southpaw Regional Wrestling. But yeah, we'll talk about this. This has had a very, very good build, and a lot of people would say this might be like their best pay-per-view.
This is their best built pay-per-view for sure.
It does help, yeah, it does help that they've gone comfortable on TV compared to past shows, like Double or Nothing and All Out. They didn't have TV then, but they still made do with what they
Double or
had.
Nothing really was more built on. Oh, it's their first show. People will tune. People were going to be invested anyways because it was their first show. They didn't really need to like put big effort into building.
And I still think that was their best show, in my opinion. I think that's been their best show so far. I don't know if you agree with that, but
I agree. I mean,
Yeah.
they've had. We're not. The other shows haven't been bad. They just haven't really
No.
reached the level of Double or Nothing.
oh no, not at all. I thought they've all been good, like
And
at worst.
I think tonight's show can honestly get past that level if they
Yeah.
if they get it right. If they get it right.
If everything goes like well in all the matches or nothing goes wrong, then I think this could be like a show of the year candidate and also probably their best show to date. My show of the year right now is still Wrestle Kingdom, if I had to choose one right now, but we're only 2 months in, so it's not
I
saying
think
much.
Personally, Wrestle Kingdom Night 1 is probably my show of the year so far.
Specifically Night 1. Yeah, I can agree because I think Night 1 was more of a complete card compared to Night 2. You know, Night 2 had some really good stuff on it as well.
Night 2 had the amazing main event, of course.
Yeah, that's and Liger's retirement, but like that was the mid card was just it was good, but like it wasn't as good as Night 1. But yeah.
Jericho Tanahashi was like nothing special really.
I thought the match was bad. I thought it was bad. I felt bad for Tanahashi.
You see, Jericho's style nowadays works better in America. So
Exactly.
I think his match with Moxley will be much better.
Yeah, plus like the crowd involvement would be a lot better too.
He's just not in the shape anymore to work the New Japan. You know, the big single style.
And plus, we'll actually have audio because Jericho got the audio during that match. At least on my. I don't have it on your stream, but on my stream, the audio died out because when Jericho took out the announce table. That's for all the commentators because we lost commentator for like 2 or 3 minutes. And they lost, and they didn't get it back on, which I thought was funny.
Yeah.
But anyway.
That match, never mind.
Yeah, anyway, we'll go back to Revolution. I'm going to start with the buy-in. So the buy-in, it's going to be SCU.
Do we have a buy-in match?
Yeah, it's SCU, Frankie Kazarian, and Scorpio Sky versus the Dark Order. And I think
the Dark Order.
this is an easy one. Dark Order, it makes the most sense. There's more interest in them right now because of the Exalted One angle.
Yes.
And maybe
I
they...
can't believe I'm saying this, but the Dark Order are the hotter act out of the two right now.
Yeah, SCU just lost the tag belts. They've been teasing this feud for a while, and I think this is one of the easier ones to call because it's the whole interest around the Exalted One.
Do you think we'll get the Exalted One revealed tonight?
Possibly. So my thinking behind this is that it's called the buy-in for a reason, and that's you to buy the pay-per-view. So if they do something like big, they reveal like who the Exalted One is, and it's like this big deal, then that could get more people to buy the show and watch and see if anything else happens on the show, you know?
Yeah, that is true.
They could do that, or they could just keep more suspenseful. Maybe they might tease who it is. They could tease
I feel like this will be at least our biggest tease to date of who it could be.
Yeah, because we'll see them in action. They might say something in a promo beforehand, but I just think a win's going to help them so much too.
This might be a bit random, but I'm a big fan of the Dark Order's tag team finisher, the Fatality.
Oh, it's a great move. It's a Gory Bomb into, I think, what is it, like a facebuster? I forget what it is.
That is a brutal move. I would not want to take that move at all.
Scary move. Not. So we'll go with Dark Order?
Yeah, but Dark Order defeats SCU.
Yeah, that's an easy one. Going to the main show, I think it's in the order I think the show's going to go in. That's how I'm going to do this. So I think this might be the opener. It's Darby Allin versus Sammy Guevara. Jake, who've you gone for and why?
All right, sorry about that.
Yeah. So it's
so we're talking about Darby versus Sammy.
Yeah. Who do you have and why?
I think with Darby being a top fan favorite, and I think that match is the perfect to open the show, especially with the style. It's gonna be very fast paced, very exciting.
Oh, is that it?
Wait, what? No.
Okay.
I think
you cut out for a second. That's why.
Nah, it's gonna be a fast-paced, exciting match, which is perfect to open the show.
Hmm.
And obviously, Darby being one of the fan favorites, the crowd will go crazy for him. That's a great way to start off. So yeah, Darby wins. My prediction.
Good. Yeah, I absolutely agree. I think Darby should win this just based off the build and the crowd connection that he has, and I feel like this loss doesn't hurt Sammy that much because of the inner circle. I think he'll be fine after this, but
Sammy's in like that role where he can just have great matches, and, like because the fans will love it because they want to see him get his ass kicked off.
yeah, and he's that kind of heel. Like he kind of started this whole thing too of like going after Darby like that, and the whole skateboard thing, hitting with that, and like this past week on Dynamite, they both got one on each other.
Like Darby getting his revenge is what makes sense here.
Yeah, I think that's the story that's going to be told, and I do think that Darby will probably win. Next on the card, we'll go to Jake Hager versus Dustin Rhodes. I'll go first. I think this is easy. I think it's Jake Hager because it's his debut. He's scary. He's meant to be very menacing, and I think I don't see why Dustin wouldn't want to put him over because
And Dustin's like he's like the AW grandpa. Like he works with he puts people over for the most.
He's the Liger because Liger does the same. He did the same thing when he was in New Japan. He always put the guys over.
Like he'll win the occasional matches here and there, but most of the time he's usually on the losing end.
Exactly. He's there to help the guys look good and give them advice backstage and everything like that. So.
Yep. And that is the perfect role for Dustin.
Yeah, I don't think Hager needs that as much, considering they probably worked together before, and Hager's been around for a long time. But this is like a new version of him. He has the MMA stuff now. He's a lot more aggressive. So
he'll have a new theme.
Exactly. So we'll see.
He'll have a probably maybe a cool entrance. Who knows?
We'll see. But I'm expecting Hager to just win. It could be like a glorified squash match, honestly. Maybe they really want to show how aggressive he is.
All right. Yeah, you. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. It could be. I'm trying to think right now. I'm just thinking.
There's
going through my head.
There's a story to it too about him breaking Dustin's arm as well. It dates back to October.
That is true. They have been building this match for months when you think about it.
Yeah, back in October. It's been a very slow build. It's been so on and off.
Like we kept waiting. Like, oh, when is Hager gonna wrestle? And now he's finally wrestling.
Exactly. So yeah, I just think it's his debut. I think he has to win, and Dustin will happily do the job. Next on the card, we have Nyla Rose against Chris Statlander for the AEW Women's World Championship. As we said, this is an easy one to call, though.
It could honestly be a good match, though. It's just a matter of can they actually create some drama that make people think Statlander's going to win. It's the issue.
Because, Nyla just won the belt, and it's her first defense, so my thinking is, I think she is going to win, but it's part of the story that they could tell during the match. And there isn't much they can go off of for what we said on Dynamite. I just think, excuse me, that...
Oh, God. Yeah,
go ahead.
You make that point. There's barely been any belts. So I honestly think that could honestly this match when I think about it.
Yeah, I think it'll be fine. They can tell a good story in the ring.
But I can see this match being put after a big match that's gonna take the crowd.
I have in the middle of the show because it's championship match and you probably want that to feel important.
I think it's gonna be in the depth slot.
Yeah, maybe it's middle of the show or maybe early after maybe that's the tag match or something like that. But I think it's pretty easy result. And as much as I like Chris Statlander, I just don't see them taking the belts off Nyla right away, especially since Nyla
I love Chris Statlander. She's great.
She's a very good total package, but the thing with Nyla is she just won the belt, and also she represents the transgender community very well. She really plays it up.
When you build up your monster heel you gotta let her run.
Exactly, and that was the problem with someone like Nia Jax. She didn't really get run with that belt, but to be fair, that didn't go well.
Just when they started to build her up, they cut Nia's legs out. I hope they don't do the same to Nia.
Exactly, but Nia also is worse. Say to that guy.
Nyla Rose is everything WWE wishes Nia was.
And Piper Niven will be the same thing too when she gets more exposure too. She's gonna be the exact same thing. She'll be.
She can wrestle. Both of them can wrestle circles around Nia.
And she's an incredible pro, in my opinion. Next up, we have the most interesting match on the card, in my opinion. It is Pac the Bastard against Freshly Squeezed Orange Cassidy. So this is... I'm just curious. I want to see the other guy both this.
This match is going to be absolutely bonkers in the best ways possible.
I agree. I'm picking Pac to win because I just think he needs to win because after what happened on Tuesday, Wednesday.
Orange Cassidy after that Iron Man match. That's just not happening.
But the biggest thing going into the match is is Orange Cassidy going to try?
Listen, I think it's 50-50. I think we'll see some comedy, obviously, because it's Orange Cassidy. He's not going to wrestle completely serious from start to finish, but I've heard that when he wrestles serious, he's actually not bad.
I heard he's very good, from what people tell me.
I hope for the last part we get a lot of serious Cassidy against Pac.
I think we'll get a hope spot for it. I think it's just going to be a very comedic match. It probably won't go more than 10 minutes. I think it's going to be an 8-minute match, if anything, probably.
I feel like that. it'll be the same as the Hager match, where like one of them gets like Cassie and Dustin both get hope spots before they lose.
Yeah, exactly. And I think probably Chucky T and Trent will be there as well to help him out, but like that probably won't last long. But it's just intriguing to see how the ways it can go. Like I said, will it be competitive? What will Orange Cassidy's kicks look like? Will he just get his head kicked off? So I don't know. But yeah, Pac needs to win more, so I'm just gonna go with Pac to play it safe.
I'm looking forward to it. It'll be a lot of.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Maybe this could open. I doubt it.
I might piss off the two Jim Cornette listeners listening to this podcast, but I am a supporter of Orange Cassidy and his act.
I like him. I'm not crazy about him, but I get the appeal of him, and it's like it's comedy wrestling, so whatever.
I don't get the hate for him.
I understand why, because people like probably just like regular wrestling compared to like what he does, but it's comedy wrestling. It's different. I get the appeal.
I see mixed opinions.
Yeah, he's a very polarizing character, and there's a lot of those these days. Going up next, this is one of the most hyped up matches. It's going to be Cody against MJF. Jake, I'll let you go first.
Oh, Cody versus MJF. This is the match that has been building since Full Gear, even before then, since this whole partnership started.
It's like a year plus in the making.
We were just waiting for that other shoe to drop with MJF turning on Cody, and it happened a bit earlier than I expected, to be fair.
I thought it was happening all out.
It happened.
But it did. Yeah, go ahead.
He brought in Wardlow as his bodyguard. We had the whole diamond ring thing. Hold us over. And then we had Cody laying out his stipulations, including taking 10 lashes, which caused a lot of controversy.
It was a really brutal segment, too. It's hard to watch.
It took place in February, and
yeah, Black History Month.
Reminded people. Then obviously we had the steel cage match, which I really liked that match. I thought Cody.
It was good. Yeah.
Cody is just the best babyface in wrestling, in my opinion, at the moment.
See, I disagree with that actually, but
you might. I was gonna say I know who you probably say.
Tim Storm, baby. It's Tim Storm.
All right. To be fair, I'm not a big NWA power watcher like you are, so.
Look, just watch Tim Storm Pro. Tell me he does not have a good connection, but let's not get off the rails here. But you keep going.
So I think the match in terms of quality, I don't know how this match might go. Like, I personally think it'll be good because Cody, he's great at a babyface. He's great at making his opponents good, no matter what.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like he gave Shawn Spears his only good match in AEW, personally.
I'm happy that Tim isn't here because he's actually a big Shawn Spears fan.
Yeah, I do not like Shawn Spears.
I'm in the middle about him. He was our first Superstar of the Week winner. Fun fact.
So, yeah, but as for who I think wins, I'm going MJF because it's too soon to kill his heat. He's gonna get the win. He's gonna brag more, and I honestly have seen people talking about Arn Anderson maybe costing Cody because never trust the
horse, but he's a Rhodes. So yeah, they don't have good history together. Yeah. I agree. I don't know how the match will go either. It could just be Cody attacking MJF like a lot of the match and getting his one up on him. But like I think in the end something might happen. Either MJF might get a sneaky win on him.
Yeah.
So
MJF is gonna be like that classic MJF ass beat the whole match and then just sneaks out a win in heel fashion.
Basically, it might be a roll up or like some by nefarious means.
And if they execute it well, then I think the match will really work.
Yeah, I think for storytelling reasons this could be a match that I contender because just for the storytelling.
I think the crowd's going to help it because they'll be very invested in both men, obviously.
Exactly, because this is like there's connection with both guys either being beloved or hated in both of them because they get some of the biggest reactions.
Like Cody is literally seen as like a superstar to that audience.
That's what I mean. He's one of the biggest stars in the company. He does so much for it already. And I do think he is one of the best baby faces. I'm not gonna say he's not bad at all. So he's very good at what he does.
We agree to disagree.
I mean, yeah, like I said, it's just a matter. He's still a very effective baby face.
We respect each other's opinions, unlike a certain bird app.
Yeah, Twitter is a piece of work to say the least. Yeah,
I will go into more on Twitter during my whole like and dislike about wrestling.
Yeah, which is coming up. So yeah, anything else about this match specifically before we go to the next one?
So what do you think? Who are you going with?
Yeah, I'm gonna go. I said MJF as well. I agree. I just can't see him losing his heat away. And I think he could use the win more. And I think it won't damage Cody a lot because I think he can recover no matter what. Because he is an EVP. He'll probably figure out something in the long run. And maybe they might continue this feud for all we know too. They might just continue beyond this.
This is definitely not the last match these two are gonna have ever.
Yeah, I think they can very much choose a double or nothing, where like he'll get the big babyface win and they'll cap it off there, or they can just keep going for like months and months, depending on how they want to book this. But I'm gonna say for the first meeting, MJF will win, and it'll be a big heel moment.
The one thing that's uncertain about him is whether he can deliver in ring. We all know he can talk on the mic. It's just his in ring's been a bit questionable.
It got better. The match Jungle Boy was good though. We're talking about MJF.
Yeah,
that was good.
I thought that dynamic was good. Jungle Boy as the underdog face, I thought that worked pretty well.
Yeah, but like before that though, it was like, how good is he? Because there was that weird crossroads that he did on that one Dynamite, but then he addressed that and he did it again. And I was like, all right, that's better. But we just haven't seen much of him. But he just, every time we see him, he gets something in there, and he had a really good showing against Jungle Boy. So I think. Plus, him and Cody have worked together for a while. Just having like a proper in-ring match, I think it'll be fine. Yeah. And I think it'll be good for story reasons. What I think might be the semi-main event, it is the World Tag Team title match between Kenny Omega and Hangman Page and the Young Bucks.
Oh,
this is gonna go earlier. Or it's gonna go late, I think, because I think this is a very big deal.
Listen, if it goes later, then I think we could probably say some big angle is going to happen.
Exactly, which is why I have it kind of late in this.
If it's the semi-main event, you can pretty much assure someone is turning on the other.
So what's going to happen here? I've picked the champions to retain. I think it might be a bit too soon to take the belts off them, but then again, this angle could probably call for that in advance. And I also think that the team is just working so well together, and Hangman is getting very over it, and I think you should not turn him specifically if something happens. But on the other hand, I can see the case for the Bucks winning. Whereas if Kenny's going to turn on Hangman, they're all going to line the three of them together and take him out either end of the match or after the match, depending on what happens. But I'm going to go for the champions because I think there's more to get out of it, and maybe we'll have a fall on Dynamite instead. Though I won't be surprised if the Bucks take it. Jake, what do you think?
All right, so we are split. I have the Young Bucks taking the belts tonight from Hangman Page and Kenny Omega, and I think I don't know who will turn on the other, which is some good unpredictability. I appreciate that. Like, you could make the argument, it's been building more so for Hangman to be the one to turn with how he's crazy. He's been acting his whole alcoholic persona, and he's been for a while now. So you could probably say that, but at the same time, Hangman is literally the most over he's been in his entire career. And I don't think you want to sacrifice that. And besides, I mean, Kenny Omega, he's fine as a babyface, but I think he's even better, is my personal opinion.
Yeah, because if Kenny and the Bucks do turn fully heel on Hangman, they could really go back to the Bullet Club days of being really snarky guys, and Kenny just being an all-around different person.
Like in 2016 when they turned on AJ.
Exactly, and they were that's how the Elite started, basically.
It is.
So they could go with that and run with it, and Kenny can then go after Moxley. He have a more clear babyface heel dynamic. It was kind of weird the first time, but we can.
And then it can lead to Hangman eventually beating Kenny for the belt.
Which that could be at the Chicago show if they do another all-in / all-out, or full gear. Whatever they want to do.
By the end of the year, Hangman Page will be AEW World Champion.
Which I could see that because if he can use his crowd connection to everybody, I think it should happen. And I picked Hangman to win that match against Jericho, believe it or not, at All Out, but then I was wrong. So I was behind him before then too. But
you probably should have known better. They were going into TNT, and Jericho was the more recognizable.
I got, and I said that too. I recognized that, but I just thought, it's you can't have an ex-WWE guy win this new promotions belt that's very so different than WWE, but then it didn't even matter. That was really my reasoning.
And then Jericho got the belt stolen, and the rest is
literally 2 days later. 2 days later, he lost the belt, and that was one of the funniest things that year. And then, speaking of that, it's a good segue. We're going to go to the main event. It's going to be Chris Jericho, Le Champion, going against Jon Moxley for the AEW World Championship. I'll go first.
This is redemption for Mitch the Plant.
It is. It definitely is. It's 4 years in the making. Is it 4 years or 3 years in the making?
All right. In wrestling, it's been 4 years, but in AEW canon, it's been almost a year, basically.
Because nearly a year because of what happened in Double or Nothing. So this is an interesting one to call. For record, in the studio, Tim and Sam have picked Jericho. Everyone else picked Moxley.
Oh, everyone. So majority is saying Moxley.
Yes, it's in the house. I think it's 4-2. in favor of Moxley, and then
Yeah.
we're out. I don't know if you said yours online already. I don't think I saw
I'm
it.
about to make it 5-2.
So you're gonna go Moxley?
Spoiler.
Yeah, and this is like it's a matter of striking the iron while the iron is hot.
Like Jericho had a great reign. He did excellent work being the first champion, but
Yeah, and I think this situation.
For almost a year now, he's had to overcome the whole getting his eye literally almost taken out by the inner circle.
Yep.
And I think in the end, yeah, it's all perfectly setting up for Moxley to overcome and become the champion.
But
become the face of it. Become the face of AEW.
He's been left laying a lot of the weeks too. Like the inner circle often got the upper hand on him. So
and of course, wrestling terminology. Whenever whoever usually is not standing tall in the go home show usually wins at the pay per view, and Moxley was not standing tall. So
this has been true in a lot of cases in AEW. Because I thought that trope wouldn't happen here, but it's happened. Cody held the belt, he lost. We've seen that trope as well too. I think it's going to happen here as well.
Yep.
So I'm in agreement. I'm also going to go with Moxley, as I said. It's a matter of striking while the iron is hot with him.
I would not be surprised if Jericho retained.
I would understand why they would do it, just for the sake of it's still Chris Jericho.
I personally would not be a fan of it, but
I'm wondering where they go if he wins. Yeah. Maybe they do a rematch, but how you build that, Jericho just wins.
I feel like Moxley has to win.
Exactly. Right, and if Moxley does win, it opens up a couple of different things. You could do a rematch with Jericho on a Dynamite episode to really make it a big deal. You could have somebody debut like Lance Archer after do Avenged back in Wrestle Kingdom, go after that belt.
Of course it's in Chicago, so the pop for Mox is going to be even better than it usually would be.
The pop, no matter what, I think will be good, for whoever wins, whoever comes out. So I think it'll be great. And
that crowd's going to be going crazy.
It's Chicago, they always do. For this type of event, they will be really satisfied with what they see.
I think they'll be hot for every match.
Exactly. This isn't like a huge card either, so it's not going to run forever like some shows do.
Every match has had a great build too. And
there's a reason to invest in almost all the matches too. Even the lesser known ones are still oh, for example, it's now going to retain her first defense, or
they might be dead for the women's match a little because that's had the least amount of build and investment out of every single match.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's an audible for Chris Statlander's feud with the Nitro Collective going away and giving her something to do in exchange. Plus, she never got her one-on-one match with Rio because she was booked for a show the week she was supposed to get a shot.
Listen, they're improving it, but the effects of the Nightmare Collective are still being felt.
Less and less each week though.
They're writing course at the moment.
Yeah, because I think there was supposed to be something at the show for them, but now it's gone. It's we have to do something, and they have. So beyond this, I think we'll be okay after tonight. But
and I actually saw an interview. I think it was Brandy. She was doing it with I don't remember who, but she even said I didn't want to do the Nightmare Collective, but Tony Khan was forcing me.
That was her idea.
That gives me more respect for Brandy, though, hearing she didn't want to take away the spotlight away from the other women, though.
See, I thought it was her idea originally, but I guess I was wrong. I haven't read that.
Okay, I don't know if it's that's just what I read. I don't know if it's definite. I could have read it wrong.
Yeah, because I've been very outspoken about Brandy. I'm not the biggest fan of her, and I do think that she's bad at her job, as a CBO. I genuinely think that.
Yeah,
but
the stuff she said in interviews and just the role she was playing on TV was just not good at all.
Yeah, she's had some questionable things to say, and she is a very polarizing figure.
To when she said, "We're not trying to sign 6 foot tall blonde women,"
and then she said, "Oh, we want to sign Alexa Bliss," and I'm like, "What?" That was
I genuinely thought she was talking about more like Charlotte because she's a tall blonde.
She's 5'. Yeah, she's a tall, athletic woman who's very talented, but she's like, "Oh, we don't want someone like that."
And they say that, and they have, but I also find that hypocritical because they have Sadie Gibbs on their roster, and she's the exact same way.
Who we haven't seen since AW Dark a month ago. Yeah, I think she's very good too. I'd like to see her more.
I'm loving AEW right now, but they're still not perfect.
I mean, no show is perfect. I'm going to agree. No show is perfect.
Yes, that is what upsets me. Wrestling fans expect these shows to be perfect, and one thing goes wrong, they let it ruin.
Because I think every show is different too, which we'll talk about after we get to this. Some of the things we're going to talk about, but that's pretty much it for Revolution. So, in the meantime, we're going to take a quick sponsor break before we get to our last segment of today. So, the sponsor for this episode is going to be the upcoming Showdown Sauna store. So, originally, SSS had a store co-branded with Steve Dream, the primary channel behind this podcast and the Twitch channel name. In recent times, there's been some decisions made that we're going to rebrand Steam Dream into its own. Well, SSS will be its own entity now. It'll be its own store. It'll have its own products. It'll have its own channel fleshed out some more. So our upcoming store will have different products for SSS. We have our pre-established towel. We're going to have T-shirts, hats, flip-flops, maybe, pop sockets on your phone. We're going to look at some other needy products. They need to think about this more. But the plan is we're going to probably either do it on their website or on Teespring. So keep an eye out for that. I'll be working with Tim in the coming weeks to figure out the rebranding of how we're going to go about this, because he is considering renaming the Twitch channel for the SSS podcast primarily, considering also just changing up things in general, how we're going to do videos and everything about like that. So yeah, keep an eye out for its SSS store. We'll be letting you know what's going to be going on there. Like I said, a lot of product ideas to think about, and we'll be keeping an eye out there. So stay tuned for that. And in the meantime, if you want to look at the store right now, it's teespring.com/SteamDream. Again, it's teespring.com/SteamDream. And right now, you can get a discount for products using the promo code Sauna at checkout. So after the sponsor break, we're going to head into last segment of the day. We're going to head to the sauna seat. We're going to learn a little more about Jake and his general likes of wrestling. So I'll start off with this saying, well, that's pretty much the big question starting out. So Jake, when it comes to when you watch wrestling, can you tell me about some of your favorite and least favorite things in wrestling today?
Do you want me to start with favorite or least favorite?
That's your choice.
All right. So my philosophy usually is I feel like we could get the negative out of the way.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's fine.
Let's start with the big one. I teased it. Wrestling Twitter.
Yeah. I always wonder why I still use it as much as I do, and it's just been. It's such a.
Twitter.
You can go ahead.
Wrestling Twitter. We obviously. Okay. I could go on and on about all the stuff that's happened that's pissed me off and has made this place so bad, but I'd be here all day.
Yeah, we'd be here for hours on end, I feel like.
The constant, just the arguing and the bickering and, literally people not being able to respect each other's opinions and, people putting out some of the worst hot takes I literally have ever seen.
Yeah, I saw one this week. It said, Lacey Evans is better than Rhea Ripley, and I'm like,
yes,
I'm sorry?
That one too, and I'm like, okay,
nobody like that.
That's, to quote Tim, that's not an opinion, that's blatant stupidity.
That was a really bad take. And then someone's like, oh, she's way better on the mic, and I'm like, Rhea's good on the mic, you guys just don't see it.
And also fans literally turning on wrestlers after they win a title a month later. For example, Becky Lynch. I know you know that. You've had to deal with that for months now.
Tell her since she was SmackDown champion in 2016 and even 2018 reign. Which 2018 reign I think is the best SmackDown Women's title reign out of all of them. That's just my opinion though.
It honestly has been though, but they just don't understand. She's the top woman in the company. She's gonna.
Plus, people still like her. I'm gonna be real. People still like her, unlike other people. You watch her come out on Raw, and she actually gets a good reaction. Almost a year later.
Yeah. It's literally just the smarks in the minority who are saying she's not over anymore.
Because they're running out of things to hate about her. Because she constantly goes out there, show in, show out, and does a good performance, whether it's just be on the mic or having a decent match with somebody else on the card.
You make a good point. Maybe the women should more of them should step up their game.
Which she tries to do, and she tries. Bayley does the same thing. They both try to do that, and they are seen as locker room leaders from what people say.
Yet people want to hate on them for getting all the opportunities.
Why do you think they do? Because they're the top ones. No disrespect to people like Kairi, Asuka, and Io. They're also very good in their own right.
There are exceptions, Ruby as well,
and I think Ruby's in for a push. I think she's in for a push of how she's being treated right now, which I think is a good thing.
Never mind. No, I'm not giving examples, but
it's just
and just the fact that we have all these pedophiles running around here now too.
Yeah, and Tim talked about that on one episode, talking about peeking
in the last month.
Oh, was that what Tyson, whatever his name was? I had never followed him. I thought he was just a really toxic person.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about him.
Yeah, I thought he was super toxic anyway.
That Becky fan, Pika.
Yeah, he's been blacklisted at this point by almost everybody.
I seen a photo of him. He was at a SmackDown or a Raw taping in the front row.
He was at an NXT house show recently too, and someone pointed that out, and I'm like, oh no.
And then I seen it. Oh god, that probably did not end well.
Yeah, I think Tim described him pretty well. I'll give him that because Tim has dumb takes, but he described him pretty well. He looks like Penguin from Batman, and I'm like, good one.
He does. Looks like the 1980s Penguin.
Pretty much, yeah. But Twitter for me has always been an interesting experience as somebody that tries to take the best out of things and
I look at it more. I I look at it more positive. Like, there's some good people, there's some good accounts,
There are some good, but there's a lot of bad. If you ask me.
and even the good accounts get called out too. Like,
Because like he's like nobody can win. Like we will have it goes back to the opinion thing. Like someone will post something, and people are like, no, I don't like that. You're stupid. And I'm like, great.
like when I reply with like these like images, like these reaction pics, it's all just a joke. I disagree, but I'm not like attacking them.
Yeah, like Stephen A. Smith memes that we post. Those are like just meant. Don't take those seriously because they're just meant.
Like,
they're meant for a reaction.
Like, go fuck yourself. I hope you die because you don't like the same wrestler that I do. It's like that's the toxicity
How
we're talking
dare
about.
you have an opinion? That's the way I look at it. Because like yeah, it's just like it's also like the idea of tribalism, and this is obviously a very big thing with the whole civil like pretty much like a war between WWE and AEW fans, which is just not fun. Like my thing is like if you don't like one, just don't watch it.
Like literally, I see people who watch WWE but don't watch AEW shit talking AEW all the time, and the same thing. And
Yeah,
like,
it's just vice versa.
pisses me off.
It's vice versa
I
because
feel-
like the one had the upper on the other.
Like I've always been of the viewpoint that if you don't watch the product, then you shouldn't really like be shitting on or be giving them criticism like other fans can do
Yeah.
if you don't watch the product. You know?
Exactly, because like I see people make takes on wrestlers when it's like it makes no sense. Like someone said that like what was it? Darby Allin gets a bigger reaction than anybody else on Raw, and I'm like, do you watch the product? Like Darby gets good reactions over here, but like, do you watch Raw? Do your people get good reactions there too?
These fans, that upsets me too. They have to bring up another company to bring their company up. You know.
Yeah, I mean that's no same with other people too. Like they'll prop up this one wrestler but tear the other one down. That happens a lot with just like in general, people.
With those like greater than posts.
Mm-hmm. I mean those are like I mean some of those are kind of like true though, in my opinion. Like I agree with a lot of those things.
Like the Adam Cole Jericho one, like I can see that, but they're in my opinion they're two completely different style of champions.
Yeah.
So really,
They also work for like two different kinds of shows too. Like NXT is a very work rate heavy show, whereas Dynamite is more of a complete package show.
Yeah, if we're talking in-ring quality, then obviously Adam Cole's the better champion. In terms of character work, getting the crowd invested, I think Jericho is honestly.
Jericho because he can reinvent himself. He's also just a living legend of the business. It's like Jericho's done so much for his career. Like every time he does something new, and like
you said, takes like Lacey Evans is better than Rhea Ripley's blatant stupidity.
no, it's not good because I don't think Lacey's that good in the ring. Where I think Rhea is a very good total package wrestler. She's not the best total package wrestler for the women, but she's still a very capable one. And for her age of 23 years old, it's terrifying that she's that good.
But I was very proud of Wrestling Twitter for doing the whole every champion's better than Goldberg. That was great.
That's just blatantly obvious though. Like that's not even a debate.
Yeah, and like the one post with like WWE Bleacher Report did like a post of the main champions going into May, and then someone else posted these are the main champions. It was like all the women, like Kaylee Ray, Rhea Ripley.
Yeah, the four of them. And I'm like, yeah, there you go. Or like just like posting somebody else, like it's Adam Cole and Walter, or it's like I said, the aforementioned women that you talked about, because like those are people that that we like and we like seeing them do stuff.
Let's move on. Let's move on from wrestling Twitter now.
We sticking to the negatives, or we going to the positives?
I have one more negative, and then we're
Okay.
going to the positive.
Okay.
We touched on this, but the lack of characters and wrestling being a bit too choreographed, you know?
Yeah, this is a bit. I've always felt that way for like about a year now. I'll watch a match, like on the indies. I could just feel like, oh, they definitely rehearsed that before this happened, and you can go ahead.
That's why you gravitate towards someone like Becky Lynch, because they're not just wrestling; it's like character, like the way they built themselves up, like through their character work, and them just like talking and like getting the crowd invested every time they do something.
It's just charisma, which not many people have, which is the sad truth, though.
And Naito too in New Japan as well, like you said.
I mean, they're both capable wrestlers in the ring. They're both very captivating. It's just they may not be the greatest in the world, but they're still very good.
And Hiromu and
Takahashi has a very good story to tell. Of course, he's a very capable in-ring wrestler, but his story
Jericho,
to tell.
Of course, obviously Jericho, he's not the best in ring anymore.
Because he's just, but that's just Father Time though. That's a whole different thing.
Yep, you're right. Cody, of course, not just his in-ring work, his promos, his theme, just like everything about him.
That's a little package thing. That's why he's very good. I'm gonna go to the NWA and say that's why Nick Aldis is so good too, because he can do everything as well. He's a great face.
And then you have guys like Humberto Carrillo,
The
Forgotten Sons.
Oh God, no.
I'm trying to think who else. Like,
who else is like?
Not many of the women. Most of the women have good defined characters.
Yeah, like most of them are pretty much they have like something to go off of. Like your big character, like Bianca Belair has a character, Bayley has a character, Lacey Evans.
We'll talk more about the women's division when we get to the positives, but yeah.
Yeah.
then you see these wrestlers, and they're literally just the same. They wrestle the same. Like there's nothing about them that's genuinely interesting or captivating.
It's the Undertaker comment. It's literally that. Just like they can do these things, but it's like, well, what else you got? Like what are you about? What are your motives and all that stuff? Like that, the inner workings of wrestling are so important. That's why I see people like, oh well, why aren't they
And
like
that's
into
why
this?
Randy Orton Edge, like it's all about the character work and like the story.
Exactly,
Like,
like,
people love them.
You can call Randy Orton boring all you want, but like you can't deny that the guy knows what he's doing.
Orton is not boring. That is just a take Smarks have that I can be on.
Because he doesn't do flips or like does something cool.
Yeah, he has a very methodical in-ring style, which I find funny. People don't like that, yet they eat up Okada's style, which is similar.
Yeah, because I've watched Okada wrestle. Like he'll do exciting things, but he has a dropkick similar to Orton. He has a tombstone. His finisher is literally just a lariat.
The double standards are another negative.
Yeah, there's some bad ones.
People praise companies for doing another thing, and then when another company does the exact same thing they don't like, they shit on them. It is what it is, honestly.
Exactly, and like we see it, and it's just like blatant sexism too. Like I remember when Becky was talking about like, oh, if I have a subpar main event match, people question if women should main event, whereas if the guys do, they just ignore it. And I'm like, you know what? That's actually true because like I'll watch all these Corbin Roman Reigns matches because like you watch Baron Corbin in the main event, it's like why is this happening? And no one says anything because it's like oh it's Baron Corbin's push, and I'm like yeah, and can it end now? Whereas if women does the women's like oh that was a bad match, I should never do this again. And I'm like really?
About it, most of the women's main events have been pretty good too, outside of the Mania one. People just want to focus on the bad.
That's just like the nature of social media.
People ignore that the TLC main event was amazing with like Becky, Asuka, and Charlotte. Anyways.
Oh, 2018, yeah. 2019 was just it was unfortunate, but
point, like, AEW, like they had a problem with that too. With like their matches looking so rehearsed and choreographed, it was kind of ridiculous, even though it was.
Especially Young Bucks matches, or like most tag matches, like the lesser known tag teams. Like you could see like them blatantly like getting into place for everything. And my least favorite spot is like when they all stand there for like 30 seconds and wait for the jump, and I'm like, oh god, you can't have the camera be on them for that long because it just gives it away.
They've gotten better with that though.
No, they have, which is good.
Like with Kenny and Hangman in there, like they're better ring generals, so like they can like make those things don't happen or look ridiculous.
Exactly. So
and
you can keep going.
And that's why the other match with Phoenix and Pentagon was so good. Like it didn't have any of that. Like it just felt like legit tag wrestling.
Because like those and they've worked together before, I'm pretty sure. And like Lucha Bros are, for my money, like probably the best tag team in the world. And they just work well for pretty much just about anybody. And sure, like they've kind of watered down how Pentagon works, just being Zero Vieto Ton, yeah, that's all he does. It's like he's more than that though. But
their booking hasn't really been the best.
Which makes me sad because like I feel like even as singles guys, they can do really well. It's just they haven't taken the chance with them yet.
I feel like their time will come eventually.
Yeah, I think it's just we gotta wait. Yeah, they've been very on and off, and I think
it's just been wrong place at the wrong time.
Yeah, it's like the Bel Air thing. They're just like there's other stuff happening right now that they can't really do much about.
And they've only failed once in titles. They'll get more opportunities and they'll win eventually. Is my
and reminder, this company is only like a year old too. It's still like early days if we're talking like long term wise.
Yeah. Oh yeah. All right. That's it for the negatives.
All right. Good. Good. We like that being over with.
Get that whole wrestling Twitter rant out of the way.
Mm-hmm. So we're gonna go into the positives now. What have you got?
I just feel like women's wrestling in WWE right now is just the best it's honestly ever been. Like,
ever been? Really? I would have said I could have made a case for like maybe like a year and a half ago too, being a really good time for them because like they were such a focal point.
I've been enjoying for a while now. I've been really enjoying what the women have been doing.
Mm-hmm.
Like with like you got like so many good talents and like with what Becky's been doing, like building stories and like with like the other horsewomen and like building up other women on the roster. I'm just like really enjoying that. I think it's great. The WWE women's, honestly,
it's a very strong division, and there's
what they're doing is phenomenal. Need I say more? Like it's just
because like they often showcase a lot of their women, and they're really trying to build up the other women. Like we talked about Shotzi earlier, she's been really making a case for herself. Like 2 months into her run,
more women coming up through the performance center too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because they have the Rock's daughter's been recruited recently, which is cool, and Becky told her to make her own path, which is good to see. And there's there's a whole list of people that they have coming up too. Like
the other women have been like helping her. They've been telling her like, don't let your last name define you. Just do your thing, and you'll be good.
Exactly.
Charlotte told her too.
Yeah, it sucks for Flair because it's not she doesn't want to be like her dad, but it's like the company's kind of making her to do it, which kind of sucks. But what else can you really do if you were being told to do that? Like, would you deny it for like to make a good living out of it or to make money off of it, basically?
But yeah, they just have so many talented women just going out there and like killing it every week, and it's great to
Mhm.
watch. And
Yeah.
they-
Since we're on the women, like, how did you? We didn't talk about it earlier, but how did you feel? I don't know if you saw the NXT main event this week, but how did you feel about like how that match went? I don't know if you saw it yet.
okay, okay. Here's the thing: I didn't see the full match, but I watched like, the YouTube version of it, which was like 3 minutes,
Mhm.
and I just thought the finish was very rushed. I noticed that.
Yeah, production didn't really help them. Plus, like the overrun.
That selection was just really bad, in my opinion.
I didn't see it, but I remember like people didn't like it, and like the ending was weird too, like how they did the spear.
Plus, I hate when Charlotte wins with that move too. It just looks very weak. It's a weak finish.
It's like a lesser face plant or whatever it is. I don't know what to call it.
It's better when she wins with the figure eight or like a trademark like Flair small package.
But it's so definitive though with the figure eight because it's just a modified figure four, and that she's a Flair. Yeah, it makes sense. It's the evolution of that.
Yeah, it establishes her win like.
But like at the same time, like what happens to Bianca though? At the same time, but it's like we talk about the ladder match. It's probably going to be it. And
yeah, you've got like obviously Becky killing it, Io, Sasha, Kyrie, Asuka, Ruby, Liv. I could go on and on. Like,
yeah, and like even with the absence of Ronda, I know a lot of people have mixed opinions about like how her absence has either helped or hindered the division. But like I honestly think it's been better off because like it gives other people a chance to shine, and like sure she can be missing away for the mainstream appeal, but like they've made do with what they have, especially since Mania this year will have a lot more women's matches on it.
Yeah. Honestly, like they're focusing on it pretty well. I don't get what people are saying that they just stopped caring since Ronda left. Like they haven't at all.
You could say that at first, but that was a matter of like what was left of the division after she left because it took some rebuilding for a little bit. Because like Ronda ran through a lot of the women, a lot of them were either and there were a lot of injuries after me. They had to assess. Like Ruby went away for a while. Nia Jax is still gone. There's some other people I'm probably forgetting about. There's a lot of.
It was the period after Mania, which is usually a very dull period for WWE. Always.
Yeah, because they had to like assess the rosters, they had to figure out okay, what we can do right away, and it was rough. Those months were not a great time to be a fan because everything wasn't really going well. AEW was just starting up and really giving them like a lot of bad PR, and the Saudi show didn't go well in June. It was just a really weird time. But since like they had appointed at least Heyman for Raw, things have taken a turn for the better.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I think Heyman, it like obviously took a bit of a process to like get him started. Like Raw felt the same, but I feel like he's really come into his groove these past few months, and Raw's really picked up big in terms of quality.
Yeah, I think since the draft, they've really improved the show because they have a set roster now. They know who to focus on, who to like really put investment in, and how to build up the mid card. Because I think Heyman has a really good knowledge of the business in general, and plus I think he knows talent very well, considering he's been an agent for so long. He's probably seen all these people work their way up from NXT and the PC. So I think he's more of the matter of just at least trying things out with somebody and seeing how it goes, and then he goes from there. And like he sees the potential in people, and he wants to push them because he thinks they can do well. And I can't blame the guy for most of it.
Yeah, we could lump the women's division and Raw into like the same category because we just like talked about what makes Raw good now.
Mm-hmm. Which like a year ago, it sucks. I've always been a SmackDown guy pretty much all my life, and then when this happened, it's like, oh well, it's so weird.
Let's move on to a thing in a non-WWE thing that I love.
Oh yeah, what do you got?
Like AEW, obviously, we all know about that, but New Japan will always be my favorite non-WWE company since I first discovered it. Like, there's just some like the way they just tell their stories and like they wrestle. It's so different from everything else that I watch. It's like it connects me to it in a much more deeper way than other companies too.
Mm-hmm.
And just like how they build their characters is very unique, and I also enjoy that too. It's a different take compared to most American companies as well.
Yeah, and if it's okay if I like throw my part into that, like New Japan feels like the most like a sport because like the way they treat their events and everything, like they make everything feel important.
And that works in Japan because that's how the Japanese culture sees wrestling as like a sport.
Yeah, exactly. Like it feels it's a Japanese feel. It's a whole different like approach to the business, and like everything feels like a sport. They do all these different events throughout the year. Everything feels different. Like they do a tournament and supposed to be this time. The G1's going to be in the fall. It's a whole different tournament. They focus on like two different divisions of the guys. You have the heavyweights and the junior heavyweights, and you see people develop and grow as athletes throughout the process there. Like Ospreay, for example, going from a junior heavyweight to a heavyweight is a big thing. So yeah, there's like the way they present their talent is a very unique way, and it's fun to see like a lot of people develop and see the difference between America and Japanese promotions and how they operate.
And I also love it. Like I first discovered this when I started watching. I love how they don't react. They just they just react when needed, and they give the performers the respect they deserve and let them have their match. I also do that.
Now you say react is like reactionary like booking or like reactionary like business moves
No,
or
they just like they react when like they need to. Like they don't
okay.
react. They don't start like chanting dumb stuff like the American fans do. Like this is boring and like start hijacking.
Yeah, they're very different. It's a whole different culture at the same time. Like they're very respectful towards the matches they see. Like they'll do the claps. Yeah,
I love and respect the culture they have established.
I can say the same about the UK fans too. Like UK fans are very into their matches too, but those are like those are different fan bases too. Like
it can be very distracting sometimes.
it can be because they're very vocal fans over in the UK. Like if you took a match that has like a very mat wrestling match that's focused, like if you took like a match that had very technical wrestling that wasn't getting over in the States, if you brought that to Japan, it would probably get like a much better, well received reaction. Would you think so?
Like Zack Sabre Jr. said, is like technical wrestling in America is like reading Shakespeare to a dog.
It's very accurate. It's a very accurate quote. I think like you could take matches in WWE that didn't get the best reaction, and you could put those in Japan, they would get very good reactions, as I just said. Like it's just a matter of like what fans want to see, and Japan has a very different outlook of what they want to see in their wrestling.
If it's not a bunch of crazy moves, the fans don't usually react, which is
yeah, and like people will see through that eventually, and just like it's just want to see something else, like maybe some story stuff will happen, or it's like tell like in ring psychology.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. It's important. Like you can't forget about the key fundamentals of wrestling like that, and I think New Japan has it all together. Plus the fan involvement being very like loyal and everything like that, it just makes things better.
Storytelling and crazy moves is just like perfect.
Yeah, because they balance it really well. Like you watch an Ospreay match, and he'll do like the crazy stuff, but he'll also like tell a story of his opponent, and I think
he's also improved as like a seller. Like,
yeah, because like
he was selling body parts and like. Plays it into the match very well.
Yeah, he does. He's improved a lot from just being like a spot monkey, as people used to call him for years, into just more being like a total complete wrestler, which I think is a great development for him to have, and it's why he's one of the best in the world too.
I'm not a fan of Ospreay's earlier work because of that.
Exactly, like work from like how long ago? Like a couple years ago.
From like 2016 when he had that whole thing with Ricochet, that whole.
Yeah, I see the gifts of that too, and it's just like, oh, okay. Whereas like now he can tell more stories like the match with Takahashi and like the stuff he's doing with Zack Sabre Jr. or did I should say, and what's coming up too.
Especially in Japan as well, just with that style and their culture, that's just enough.
Yeah, exactly. Anything else for the positives?
Hold on, give me a second.
Don't worry about it. Take your time.
I always want the positives to outweigh the negative, just like my.
Yeah, it's 2-2 right now, I think.
All right. The positive, I mean, can I like name like a specific wrestler for this one?
If you want to, like, it's just like your favorite things about wrestling in general. So this is fine with me. Like, I'm not gonna like stop you from doing that.
Okay. After first thing, I will not do that.
Oh, really? Okay. Do you think of anything else then?
Obviously, we love our characters and our storytelling, but also I feel like the wrestling now, like work rate, is the best it's ever been. Though
it has.
The work is like that's still important at the end of the day. Is having good matches, of course, to play off the good story that you tell. So, and I feel like the match quality right now is like the best ever been. Like every year, it just keeps getting better and better. Somehow they keep raising the bar higher and higher.
Exactly, and I think a lot of promotions have been working on that too. Like if you go back and like watch like 80s wrestling, it just like hasn't aged well at all. Like it's so hard to watch. Like one of my friends told me, I'm like, yeah, I can agree because everything was so like different back then too.
Yeah, people like when people compare like wrestling then to now, like
it's really night and day. It's really night and day. And even like with the NWA, like even their like old school feel even has like a modern take on it. So like even they don't feel outdated. Sure, it's a different product altogether, but like even they can piece things together as well. It's why like each promotion can be different to each other. Like New Japan's very sports focused. All is very more work rate heavy, and also like a blend of modern day stuff. NWE is pretty much like a little bit of everything. Like your Haas fights, work rate matches, high flying, cruiserweight stuff.
What is?
Which for like total fight everything? I think WWE is a combination of about everything. It's like your Haas fights.
They have a brand for like everything.
Exactly. So like you can watch like each show for something different. You watch.
If you want your work rate, you go watch NXT. If you want your mainstream appeal, you go watch SmackDown. If you want like a good mix, you watch Raw.
Exactly. So there's something for everybody there, and so if someone wants to go to that, if you want like a sports approach, you watch New Japan. If you want like a modern like work rate heavy stuff, you watch All Elite Wrestling, but they also have a mix of like some total package stuff as well. You know.
And AEW for if you want to see like them counting like wins and like rankings.
Yeah, so it's kind of like sport too, but not as much as New Japan, I'd say. And then if you want old school wrestling, you can watch Power.
Yeah. I'm not like it's not my cup of tea nowadays, but I respect it. I get like people like what Power.
It's to me like NWA Power is just like a good like differentiator to everything else out there, and plus like they do a great job building their characters, in my opinion. Plus like all their promos like feels very natural to me, and they also
when is Aldous versus Skrull though? Because I know
Crockett Cup in April.
I will watch that match because I'm a Nick. I do like Nick Aldis.
He's generally like probably one of the better packages out there today.
And obviously, most of us we all love.
Yeah, and then Marty. Yeah, Marty showing the NWA was always like a big thing for me because I didn't see that coming. But like it goes together with the ROH NWA relationship that Marty's trying to build. So
I like Marty the Elite, but I think the villain character works even better on its own personally. When he's doing his own thing, like that. You get what I'm saying, right?
Exactly. Yeah, no, because like he has Brody King, he has PCO, and then Flip Gordon as well. They have like their own thing going on. It helps Marty like distance himself more and show that he is more than just being with the Elite, and that he can be his own person, which I think he's doing a good job of.
His match with Jay White at ROH Supercard has been very intriguing.
Yeah, I forgot that was happening. That's why. Oh, yeah. Plus, with the New Japan stuff delayed, we might not see him on the TV until then. So like that match might get muddled by this. But I think it'll still be good. I wonder who actually might win that.
I think I'd say probably Jay White.
Yeah, considering what he's gonna have going on in New Japan, I could see that win happening. Plus, I think Marty can eat the loss and still look fine for the match with Aldis like weeks later.
And they're gonna want to give Jay White more wins before he challenges for the title again eventually. Probably.
Yeah, which should probably be Dominion at this point, or Wrestle Dynasty.
I feel like more Dominion because Jay White isn't quite the draw guys are.
Yeah, exactly. I think it might be maybe Okada at Wrestle Dynasty.
I think it could be Naito. Yeah, Naito Okada's probably a safe bet.
Yeah, for Wrestle Dynasty, it's hard to say. It's probably going to be that or...
Naito's holding that belt all the way to next Wrestle Kingdom is my prediction.
Yeah, who do you think he would face next year, Wrestle Kingdom? Would it be Ibushi?
Here's the thing. They're not going to do Naito versus Ibushi at all, and they're going to do the match again at Wrestle Kingdom. And Ibushi's going to beat him and win the belt.
Yeah, I could see that because a lot of people would talk about this. Ibushi had a bad year this year. I thought he was going to go to, and I was right. And then he's kind of like on this like he's in this weird position now where he's just in a tag team. And he's kind of just on his own, which is fine.
If Wrestle Kingdom was one night, Kota Ibushi probably would have my prediction.
Like he would have won.
Yeah,
I can agree because that match was really well done, and like if it wasn't for like the night 2 main event, like not being without Okada, it would have felt really weird if he won because it wouldn't feel the same. So yeah, I could see why they did it. I think the plan was always to do that.
It could have been even better if there was no like that night 2 predictability. Like it could have been even better.
Yeah, that's true. Maybe they could have done if they could have did it in a different way. Like maybe have Night already have one belt going into the show. Like they could have did him and Jay White like another show like leading up to Wrestle Kingdom, and that's where he could have won. And they could have did the blow off then.
So Okada could have reached that 5-star level, even though it was really close to go.
Which match?
Ibushi versus Okada could have reached 5 stars, even though it was still close.
What was it ranked? Or what would you give it?
Like 4.5.
Ooh, that's close. I think Night 2 got a 5-star from Meltzer, I think.
Night 2 was 5 stars.
Yeah. I remember it being very... I didn't do star ratings for that because I didn't do a review of the show, but it was very good. Any more positives?
That's it. Nope, we're good. But Naito versus Okada is just the perfect wrestling match, in my opinion. One of them.
Yeah, because it has a bit of everything. It has a long-term story going into it. So,
it's like Shawn versus Taker. But that's another perfect match.
Yes. This I'm guessing the second one, right?
No, the first one.
First one, okay. Because they're both incredible matches. I actually prefer the first one to the second one because I thought the in-ring action was better.
I agree.
But the second one is still very strong for what it is, and I had a lot of fun watching both. Plus, the second one just has more stakes.
It works perfectly as Shawn's final match, obviously, like singles match.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, so one thing I actually forgot to do during this show was announce Superstar of the Week, and that's my fault. So I think we'll do that now before we end things up. Superstar of the Week, I think this one was.
Can I drop a quick hint?
Yeah, sure.
If you watch AEW, you probably know who it is. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, this was
This was a pretty easy one.
Yeah, I thought this was going to be a lot harder considering also what was going on this week, but in the end, once we look back at the whole week, it's like, yeah, actually, this is a lot easier. Superstar of the Week this week has gone to Kenny Omega. So this was relatively easy considering the Iron Man match is the match of the week, and he has a lot of storyline stuff going forward, as we talked about Revolution. Whether it be he retains tonight or something happens and there's a big blow off, Kenny has something going forward even with this win. Not so storyline reasons, and he had one of the best matches of the year so far. I think this is a relatively easy pick.
Yeah, like a few months ago, I was agreeing with everybody that I wanted New Japan Omega back. What is this?
Because like he felt different, but like we just had to like wait.
Recently now, like since the Hangman team started, I think he's really hit his stride. He's doing great.
Yeah, he's doing better, and like I get why he may have took a back seat for a bit, because so he can let the other guys like go out there and show them what they're about, and not just the elite. But
I read another interview with him. He said like it's something like when like a sports team trades for like a star player and they don't produce super well right away.
Exactly. So, and then
when the time comes, they turn it on and like they help their team, just like Kenny did with the Pac-Man.
Exactly, and I think him going forward, no matter what happens tonight, he'll have something like big to come out of, whether it be he's still champion and they have another thing up ahead, or if he loses, he can go for the world title and go back to singles action. So I think it'll work out no matter what. And I think it's going to be good for him no matter what happens. And he just had, like I said, the match of the week. Like other people I could have thought, like I thought about giving it to Kaylee Ray, but like her match was only 10 minutes on NXT UK, so it's probably like, that was more of a story than a match.
Wait, I didn't hear you. What did you say? Your mic cut out.
Sorry. The second person that I thought of giving it to was Kaylee Ray because of her match in NXT UK, but that was more of an angle more than the match, now that I think about it.
I haven't seen the match, but I am with you. She is super underrated.
Yeah, and I thought the match with Toni Storm on NXT UK was very good. If it was only 10 minutes, it really established that she is this devious heel who'll go to any lengths to win in an I Quit match, because she brutalized Toni Storm's. Perfect. Yeah, it was very scary, but I think considering that Omega had the better match and has more storylines going on for him right now, and whatever can happen tonight, I think it should be Kenny Omega.
Yeah, I think we can safely say that the best bout machine is back.
Hopefully, maybe the cleaner will be back before we know it too. But with that said, I think we're going to come to a close in today's episode of Shoot Style Sauna. Thank you for either listening live or listening to the podcast on our podcast feed. Next time, it'll be the week after the Elimination Chamber, because we work on a bi-weekly basis. We'll see the results from that show. We'll go off any other news going on then. Hopefully we'll have some news on the New Japan Cup and what's going on with them. Jake, I want to thank you for being here and taking some time to call in on the show for the first time.
Dude, that's awesome. Anytime. Hopefully we can do it again.
Hopefully. Well, if we can work it out. I'll figure who's going to be on for the next episode, what our plans are going forward.
Maybe you could try and get more people. Who knows? More
comments will be fun. But if we get a variety of guests, it'll be always good. Of course, if anybody ever has any feedback on the show and what you thought of today's episode, either leave a comment in the YouTube video or send us a message to our email or to me on Twitter at StelShoots. You can follow me on Twitter at that same handle or on Instagram at Stelios_SSB. That's on Instagram. But for now, we must close the sauna doors for today. And next time we will see you, we'll be on the road to WrestleMania. And for now, enjoy Revolution, enjoy other forms of wrestling out there, and also keep an eye out for the XFL happening today and tomorrow at time of recording, and we'll see you next time. Let's see.